Watch Pam people!
You go bring your friends, I go bring my friends, and we friends will all vote together. Caution is the best man for the country, the best leader for we.
What a crowd! Central Bastille, make some noise!
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement! Yeah!
Tonight is the night when we officially start the countdown to the departure of an illegal government and an equally illegal prime minister.
Give me one voice, Captain, the ship is sinking.
Captain, the ship is sinking.
6, already abandoned ship. They're not staying on it. No, perish slow. Timono.
Just like David in the Bible, I will defeat the Goliath in constituency number 7.
Did they tear down my plans? He said no. I said, Hades, did they tear down my vision? He said no. I said, Hades, did they tear down my commitment to be the best representative for constituency number 3? He said no.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to.
And call me by my name, I am ready to roll.
I will continue to build the community, repair roads, reduce crime, provide housing solutions for so many people in East Bastille who are in need of houses and who have gotten promises after promises by failed representatives.
Strength of a woman.
And the reason why it's grand for sure in number 4 is because I do my work. I run a whole breakfast program out of my pocket.
Champion.
This movement is about you. It is about putting you first. That is why we say one people, one movement, under one God, one federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
We voting for Sean Richardson. A man with a plan who cares and understand this election. We going with Pam. We voting Sean Richardson. Go tell everybody he's the best man for we country. Right now we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better. From Sandy Point to Frigate Bay, Sean is the man to lead the way. We just need a caring person.
We have found a son of the soil, one who is willing to sacrifice.
You know, my son's studying law. He finishes next month. I asked him what he gonna do. He said, well, you know, Uncle Chesley is the best lawyer. I'm going with him, but he said, you can't go with him, you have to go into my firm. He said, no, but Chesley the best lawyer.
This afternoon, we are pleased to announce Chesley Hamilton as the candidate for constituency number 8 in the upcoming general elections for the People's Action Movement.
There can be no war in constituency number 8 once Chesley will be caught in the crossfire.
I don't know if you understand why Chesley Hamilton always wears a hat. The hat is a symbol of Pam.
It was Martin Luther King who said, it is not where you stand in time of comfort and convenience. The ultimate measure of a man is where you stand in time of challenge and controversy.
Titles mean nothing. Representation is what counts.
This is your White House. This is your White House.
This This constituency office represents a building where the people of Central Bastille should be able to come and dialogue with the representative, the Honorable Jonel Powell.
I make things happen in life. I don't sit back and expect things to happen, because every day is a gift to us, and every day means we have to move forward and be better than we were yesterday. So I take control of the day.
Today, May Day, here at Pam headquarters. This is one of the major fundraisers that is put on by the National Women's Group, which is the women's arm of the People's Action Movement. This breakfast has been running since the early 70s, passed down to the generations. Basically, we have a lot of donors who assist in getting the breakfast items, and so 90% of whatever we make today is usually profit. It's an all-day affair. We usually start with breakfast at 7 a.m., which runs until 11, and then we have lunch from 11:30 until 3, and then we have dinner starting around 4:30, 5 o'clock. That takes us straight into the evening.
I, Kervin, Clement, Milo Box Freeman, do hereby swear as the Minister of Port Authority that I will conduct my duties in the best possible way, so help me God.
I hear you're launching Milo in number 3, that's true? I said, well, you know, we ain't gonna say it till tomorrow, but yeah. He said, Lord, thank you, Jesus. I'm tired of vote for Labour people. I'm glad for a Pam candidate to vote for again.
I met some PLP supporters the other day, and they told me they are coming back home because they love Milo.
People are excited. They want to know if it's really Milo Box coming.
I said, young man, I'm not going in the room without you. I want people in the room who could talk truth to power. He called me back and he said, Chesley, 3 + 8 is 11. So me in the room with you too.
Milo, my brother and friend, I've come a long way from Nevis, but I had to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the political leader of the People's Action Movement, I take much pleasure in congratulating Milo on coming forward.
I know when I'm up here today, I was going to be asked, Milo, what are you doing up there? Because it was just less than 2 years ago, you came and told us to vote for somebody. So we want to know how you can come back now and tell us to vote for you. My simple answer is, according to the elderly people, when you want something do good, you have to do it yourself. And that's why I'm here. I do not play with my people.
But from here until the campaign ends, do not give up in doing good. Open your Bible in Galatians 6:9 and you'll see it. The man who do not tire out will reap.
My wife is a young lady who stood up during the town hall meeting in constituency number 6 on Monday and said that she was a mother and that she feels as though she is part of the growing number of people in this country who have been left behind.
Rally with the People's Action Movement. Support the candidates of this People's Action Movement and ensure that we get a government of real unity come the next general elections.
We are determined to end the era of unfairness in whatever form it comes in. If we are to build a balanced and progressive society, the issue of unfairness must be confronted head on.
I saw the future, people. And the future look bright. The future look bright. If you see me walking around tongue in shades, it's not because the sun is in my eyes. It's because the future is so bright, I got to wear shades. Good night and God bless you.
Members and friends
of the People's Action Movement.
We want to hear your concerns and we want you to tell us how best we can ensure that we keep our promises.
This is the voice of Pam here in Sadler's in constituency number 6. We are continuing a series of town hall meetings where we've been traveling throughout the length and breadth of St. Kitts to talk to the people of this country.
What was the Charlestown Accord and fair share, and what proportion or ratio or fraction it was worked out that Navy saying getting the fair share, right? Because it seemed like St. Kitts getting all, but who getting it in St. Kitts?
We are here as a political party who is serious about the people's business.
And ensuring that we stand firm and we allow persons to know that we are keeping the promise here from the People's Action Movement.
I know some people have strayed away for different reasons, but I hear slang that I like tonight. Come home, come home. It is supper time. I love that, you know.
All PAM supporters must come back home.
This is my city, me say, this is my town. This is my place where me get in my zone. Sandy point arise and we not slowing down. Come from a little...
No gimmicks, no tricks. When you hear that, it's not just a slogan. It is not a catchphrase. That is Sean's philosophy.
Members and friends
of the People's Action Movement, good night.
So whether it's fake Labour Party, the real Labour Party, it's gonna be Sean Kenneth Richard.
Why I'm here tonight really is to endorse the next Prime Minister for Sandy Point.
My great leader, Honorable Sean Richards, I'm really here to endorse you tonight.
You have a good leader in Sean Kenneth Richards who's going to take us into the next election and who is going to be the next Prime Minister in St. Kitts and Nevis.
To those of you who continue to message me and to hold me up in prayer, I say a very special thank you. No gimmicks, no gimmicks, no gimmicks.
I have never been anything else but a Pam.
East Pastor, we're here with you tonight in the penultimate meeting in our Town Hall series. And it is now time for you to engage us.
Shani, I cannot chastise you for what Patches did to me, but I'm going to ask you to keep the promise to the young people.
We need our pension. So I voted for Shani, and everybody else gonna vote to put in your hand.
All the warriors say, yeah, yeah!
Shani ain't no Johnny come lately to the peace.
Patches only won the seat on the PAM ticket because of people like Shani Gray in his corner.
Warriors of the East, let me hear you.
Warriors of the East, you have a lady here with you tonight who's gonna bring back good and proper representation to you.
She has been a hard-working young lady, not just on behalf of the People's Action Movement, but also in her own career and in her personal life.
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, our journey to a better East Bastille has not just started for me. I ain't no Shani come lately.
She has been helpful in seeing the success of many candidates. And if she can do it for them, she can more than do it for her.
My mother is a very, very strong independent person. And I think East Bastille is in great hands.
I am proud of Shani. I know East Bastille is proud of Shani.
We are queens and queens be kings. So rise up, little girl, rise up.
I am indeed happy to be here in East Bastille for the opening of the constituency office.
This is your home. Don't be afraid. I welcome you and I welcome you home, one and all.
The PAM-inspired Team Unity government has given thousands of young people a hand up. And their plan over the next 5 years is to continue to expand programs to help empower our nation's youth. Let's safeguard our gains through real unity.
Watch Pam people!
You go bring your friends, I go bring my friends, and we friends will all vote together. Caution is the best man for the country, the best leader for we.
What a crowd! Central Bastille makes a noise!
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement!
Yeah! Tonight is the night when we officially start the countdown to the departure of an illegal government and an equally illegal Prime Minister.
Give me one vote, a captain, the ship is sinking.
Captain, the ship is sinking.
6, already abandoned ship. They're not staying on it. No, perish slow. Timono, Timono.
Just like David in the Bible, I will defeat the Goliath in constituency number 7.
Did they tear down my plans? He said no. I said, Hardest, did they tear down my vision? He said no. I said, Hardest, did they tear down my commitment to be the best representative for constituency number 3? He said no.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to.
And call me by my name, I am ready to roll.
I will continue to build the community, repair roads, reduce crime, provide housing solutions for so many people in East Bastille who are in need of houses and who have gotten promises after promises by failed representatives.
Strength of a woman.
And the reason why it's grand for sure in number 4 is because I do my work. I run a whole breakfast program out of my pocket.
movement is about you. It is about putting you first. That is why we say one people, one movement, under one God, one federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
We voting for Sean Richards, Lord. A man with a plan who cares and understand this election. We going with Pam. We voting Sean Richards, Lord. Go tell everybody he's the best man for we country. Right now we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better. From Sandy Point to Frigate Bay, Sean is the man to lead the way. We just need a caring person.
We have found
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good evening. It is about that time we are about to start, and so I'm asking you to come forward so that we can begin this evening's proceedings. First and foremost, I would like to welcome you to Green Valley. It is a pleasure to see all of you here with us tonight. To kick off this evening's proceedings, we are going to have a performance by Minister in One, a gospel artist called M1. So give a round of applause and help me welcome to the stage M1.
Good night to everybody. Hope you guys doing good. So for one thing in this nation, what we should realize is that the place need prayer. Live the best life in my prime. Time after time, set for another day, eyes on a new sunshine. Grind after grind, whether you're in tune or you fall off, life's on the line. You can run away if you wanna, but there is no escape in the come up. First hand experience of a new era. Front line be riding out the terror. Everybody complain, they always want an ease. Work to decrease, vacay on the beaches needed. Please salt water on the knees. Don't block my breeze. Hammock in the trees is a big relief, but nobody would I expect. Bargain for more than what's wanted. Big tremor, turn a new chapter, new life, what nobody prefer. Begging everybody just to stay strong. Enough people confused. Jaja got a prayers up for my neighbors. Whole world need another favor. Shit. You paid our debts before. We recognize you're the only cure. I hear my prayer, hear my prayer. Hear my prayer, prayer. Papa, hear my prayer, hear my prayer, hear my prayer. Won't you hear my prayer? Life won't be the same. Look how now we fight for grain. Every season feels like summer. Bless God for every rain. Check the rate of how babies are grow. It no matter what you know, but who you know. Every country seem like a kettle. We just waiting for the whistle to blow. What eyes can't see, can't see. Hide the real truth, so nobody believe. Secret league, the whole world see it. Pandemonium running the streets. Some people still want an answer. Some still ask why I worry for. Questions are the least. Prophecies coming to a cease. Prepare for the mark of the beast. Praise up for my nation. Begging everybody just to stay strong. Enough people confused and hurt. Jaja protect this place and me bird. Praise up for my neighbors. Whole world need another favor. You paid our debts before. We recognize you're the only cure. Hear my prayer. Listen, when you bless, I got your DNA. You got the DNA of God in your life. And it started from the beginning of time. When God came to us. I got you. Yeah. Listen, I give thanks for another day, even if it's not going my way. The time when me take fish so, I At the same time, I could have used to pray. Wish I could have get things sooner. Testing my faith, no rumor. I'm on the open road. Tell me, where do I go? I hear my son, my work is not done. Shoot, you think you're there, you're setting up yourself for test. I know what's best for you. Step back, let me work in you. Let me tell you a secret. I hope that you would reveal it. Shoot. Move by your handiworks, I got your DNA. I feel I can conquer the world, I got your DNA. I can overcome, I got your DNA. I got your DNA. I got your DNA. Listen, greater I see you lives in me. I put on far too far from the tree. So when you see my giftings and with my listings, don't bother wake up your sister. Nobody know the life of tomorrow. Nobody see the pain and struggle. Broken glass in the midst of fire. Reshape your thoughts, got taking you higher. You gotta face your battles. No storm as a shutdown panel. Fast and pray if you want liberation. Call on your angels, take the frustration. A miss is given to way. Follow the laws of the Almighty. Anything we ask, John 15:7. We don't have to wait till we reach up to. Move by your handiwork, I got your DNA. Listen, if you know you're blessed and you're too blessed to be stressed, let me see how goes up. Let me see how goes up. Shout it out. Let me hear you say, I'm blessed. Say, I'm blessed. Say, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I pray my host, my spirit will. Trust will go from me look to the skies. Not every replace all the love that you give me. Blessing never run out of portions to fill me. Going by your word as I face life trials. Can't go alone cause me under your guidance. Me a PUSH pushing hard. Pressing my way like the issue woman Shay. Blessing never run out from me. It's always in shit. And blessing never run out from me, na 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 na. It never gets stressing. Favor, favor of Christ. Favor of Christ. Favor of Christ. It is not every day I will want to do better. Certain times come when I'm under the weather. Standing in the rain when the sun is shine. Walking in the light and I'm feeling blind. But it's so sweet to trust in the Father. Umbrella comes when I fall down and shelters me from the drops of rain. Open my eyes so I see my aim. Yeah, blessing never, na 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 na. It's always in, hey. And the blessing never, na 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 na. It never gets stressing. Favor, favor. We tell them the favor of Christ, favor for life. Let me say it again. Hey, you say I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Holy Spirit. Yo, listen. You ever wonder why you never see the payout that you really deserve? Last to the line cause you were help out a friend and nothing they are yours. Taking risks, still I wonder if your name file to the list. Done so much good, no bad, no exist. Creating a name, my name still a whisper. Jump to the corner but you're not still. Push to your knees, not one prayer. Hard enough you work hard for yourself and you forget a L cause somebody jealous of you here. Take a look out your window. Check the directions the wind blows. Might not be today, tomorrow could be the same dream stopping at my window. Let me see the dreamers, let me see how goes up. What the dreamers at? Dream? Sure. Say I am a dreamer, call me a winner. Dreams knocking on my door. Hey. Say I dream, I dream. Plant so much seed, my harvest must be green. Yeah. Say I dream, I dream, I dream. One day I'll be the one that one day. The scenes. Nothing come easy, got to work hard for it. Just put your first and move on your way. Yeah. Careful of the things where you say you never know who may want to take your plans and make a way. Just as easy as you excel, that could have be your last breath cause they want you fail. Show some gratitude to God. You see you working hard, in time you will elevate. Patience is a virtue. Jaja not gonna put you in and nothing what gonna hurt you. So even if you fail, don't stop your pursuits. Right time, right season is coming close you, close you. The slowest man mark a trail. The greater the time is, the stronger the path will prevail. Take time when you are set sail. Don't let the highest wind detour you from your dream. I am a dreamer, great believer. Don't try to stop my goal. I am a dreamer, call me a winner. I'm a winner. Dreams knocking on my door. Shit. Say I dream, I dream, I dream. plant so much seed, my harvest must be green. Tell. I dream. One day I'll... Listen, we went through so much in life, right? And we just want double. Every time the Lord bless us, we just want to hit double. We want to hit the jackpot. Yo! Listen, when I think of all the things you brought me through, I could not have escaped if not for you. Synopsis of my past, victory was the last thing that I could have fed you. Say, I'll fight for you. I watch as the grace that changed me over. The battle is on, but you keep me sober. Flesh won't be in disguise. Sweet talk truth into lies. Brings out the fruits in our feast like temptation double, frustration double. One time I stumble, drop the ball I fumble. From the time of creation, you call me to destination. In a world of promise and increase of sin never stop. Multiply my blessings over my favor. I praise Jehovah, your promise takes me over. Prepare my hands for healing. You alone, you alone, you alone. When you give, you multiply. When you give, you multiply. Yahweh. When you give, you multiply. Yeah, yeah. When you give, you multiply. Look where you brought me from. You helped me defeat my giants and lead me to the promised land. So to you, all the honor and glory belongs. You and only you is where my help comes from. I remember when I was in the valley. You came to my rescue. Giving the praises and honor to your holy name. Without you in my life, I want to say, feels like temptation double, frustration double. One time I stumble, drop the ball I fumble. From the time of creation, you call me to destination. In a world of promise and increase of sin never stop. Multiply my blessings over, my favor over. I praise Jehovah, your promise takes me over. Prepare my hands for healing. So many out here grieving. You alone, you alone. Yahweh, when you give, you multiply. When you give, you multiply, yeah. When you give, you multiply. Listen, we're in the kingdom of God. We become warriors for the Most High. Cause what? I'm a what? Warrior. I'm a what? Warrior. I'm a what? Warrior. I'm a yeah. It's always a battle. The devil is going full throttle. He won't give up until you stop. He never can save the soul. And anything you do out of control. Secret sin, twist up the trade. By God's grace we repeat. I'm a warrior, Holy Ghost carrier. I'm a warrior, birth as a conqueror. I'm a warrior, break any barrier. I'm a warrior, warrior, warrior. Come on, witness, witness. Come on, witness, witness. Family prayer for forgiveness. Come on, witness, witness. Financial debt at the hit list. Come on, witness, witness. The word, I may have lost this for me. No sin can hold me. No secret expose me. Jericho walls come down. I am a victor. Don't you see my blisters? I've been through my seasons. And it all stops now. I am a champion. Can't make me a Superman. Break every strong was set over me. I have the revelation. My faith not fail me again. Me not question the Most High again. Him give me the power to wind up witchcraft. One solid. I'm a warrior, Holy Ghost carrier. I'm a warrior, birth as a conqueror. I'm a warrior, break any barrier. I'm a warrior, warrior, warrior. Come on, witness, witness. First that party is sickness. Come on, witness, witness. Family pray for forgiveness. Come on, witness, witness. Financial debt on the hit list. Come on, witness, witness. The word, I may have lost this home, but I'm coming back stronger. You know my weakness, it's the blood I'm going under. Feel like a shot to the ring. The same old battle stealing. Frustration run through my spine. Not all wounds heal with time. Over and over again. Trying the same one thing. Nothing not change, but what about me? Can't keep my life up in a bum tray. A freedom time. Me I get my faith in line. The people perish cause they don't know the power we got to make the world. I'm a warrior, Holy Ghost carrier. I'm a warrior, birth as a conqueror. I'm a warrior, break any barrier. I'm a warrior, warrior, warrior. Come on, witness, fight that battle sickness. Come on, witness, family pray for forgiveness. Come on, witness, financial debt on the hit list. Come on, witness the word. Cause why you it? I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. Let me hear say. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. Yo, God bless you guys. I'm a warrior. Holy Ghost carrier. I'm a warrior. Birth as a conqueror. I'm a warrior. Break any barrier. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. Come on, witness, fight that battle sickness. Come on, witness, family pray for forgiveness. Come on, witness, financial debt on the hit list. Come on, witness the word. I'm a warrior.
One more day in the struggle. African up on the jungle. You don't know. One little sugar no pan. We not see the trouble no man. Oh, said I had a close one yesterday. Jah put an angel. It's DJ Terror. All of her meditation. One day things must get better. Don't you go down, keep your head above the water. Say one day things must get better. Be strong. Say all of her meditation. One day things must get better. Don't you go down, keep your head above the water. One day things must get better. The rich is wise in his own conceit, but the fool with overstanding searcheth him out. Poor man mourn the rich, riches increase. I said, be not grieved, riches are not forever. Every not the oppressor, choose none of his ways. Be not wise in thine own eyes, only Jah you must praise. Strive not with a man without a cause. If he had done you no harm, let bygone be bygone. Said I had a close one yesterday. Jah put an angel over me. Be strong. And I say, well, I firm meditation. One day things must get out. I was buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. I was buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. I am alive, there must be a reason. I was given one more chance, my heart still beating. Buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. Oh, now I am alive. There must be a reason. I was given one more chance. My heart still beating. Now all this time I've been blind, only running against the wind. Friends of mine pass with time after living a life of sin. Some many give up, many give in. It's my determination to win. I survived the worst of times. I survived, yeah. I was buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. Oh, now I am alive. There must be a reason. I was given one more chance. My heart still beating. Oh, they made a ditch for one, but there would be two. my salvation. Of whom shall I fear? I was buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling.
A word from the wise, don't try to make life on your own. Remember that Jah just by your side. For I was a soul who was lost, and my life was in dismay. For among evil forces in which I played, guns and ammunition were my chosen way of life. With God-fearing people I chose to strive. For all of the lives that are taken, they can never be replaced. But still Jah chose to remember my face. Though I never lived like He wanted, I'm still mindful of what He taught me. So now I beg and plead, I'm on my bending knees. 'Cause Father, you rescued me. I've got the scars to show. I daily made it along life's road. 'Cause when my life got dark, He was the only spark. He was the light at the end of the road. When I was a young boy, growing up in Augustown, we ate from the same pot. We were irons all around. From Gola to Colorado Corner, from Rockers to Jungle 12 Tire, Bryce Hill to Dread Heights and River, all around. And then the football ground became a battlefield, and my life seemed so surreal. People were falling all around, but Jah helped me to stand my ground. Only Jah could have helped me to stand my ground. Though I never lived like He wanted, I was mad.
Only Rasta can liberate the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. Jah free the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute they don't like you.
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no. Here I come with love and not hatred. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of our life. Envy no one, no wish to be with no evil man. For there'll come the day when you'll be whipped by the Father's hand. Leave up your children. Oh yeah. Leave up past the children. Yeah. My head is anointed and my cup runneth over. Yeah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of our life. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I want you guys to give a round of applause for M1. I think he really opened tonight really well. And wherever he is in the hardcore right now, I think I'm going to have to remix one of his songs. And it's going to have to say, I'm a warrior, a real Pam warrior. So I hope you don't sue me because I don't have any money. But I think that would be really fitting for me to remix. Now, I'm not going to do too much talking tonight. We're moving swiftly into the meat of the matter. And right about now, I'm going to ask you to stand as the national anthem is played. So if everyone can stand to their feet at attention for the playing of the national anthem. if you guys will remain standing, I will call on Pastor Anthony Huggins to call God's blessings on tonight's proceedings.
Let us pray at this time, please. Eternal God and our Heavenly Father, we truly acknowledge you tonight for who you are. King of kings, Lord of lords, more so the greatest ruler of this entire universe. We bow in your presence because we do realize that it is in you we live. It is in you we move. And it is in you we have our being. So we truly acknowledge you, your lordship, your kingship, being the sovereign ruler of this entire universe. More so, God, after acknowledging who you are, we bow tonight to say thank you. Thank you for spared life. Thank you for journeying mercies throughout this day. You have carried us out and you have brought us in. And tonight we stand here in your presence, giving you thanks. For you said in your word, it is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto his most powerful name. And so, Father, we want to do just that. We just want to acknowledge you tonight, because without you, we can do nothing. Without you, we all will be like ships without sail. But we know that with you in the vessel, we can smile at the storm. And so, Father, tonight, we want to glorify you. Then we come to you tonight on behalf of this meeting. God, you said in your word, you set in places leaders, people, men and women to rule your nation. And the word of God tells us, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. And so tonight, God, I want to thank you for the men and the women that stands behind me. I want to thank you for them, God. Father, you no doubt have called them all by name. But I pray that as they look to you, that they would understand, God, that without you, they are nothing. Without you, they are like ships without sails. But with you in their life, they can do exploit, mighty things for you. I pray, Father and our God, tonight, God, that as they stand in their respectful places, God, that they would depend upon you. Not like some who called your name, but God, deep down within, it's nothing. But I pray that as they look to you, they would understand tonight that all of their help comes from you. Hallelujah. And that they can depend upon you to lead them as they intend to lead us, your people, in this lovely land of ours. I pray, Father and our God, for victory on their behalf. In the name of Jesus. I pray, Father and our God, that you will work your will through them. That as they, oh God, backed upon leadership in this country, hallelujah, they can say, surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. And so, Father, tonight, may your will be accomplished through them. Father, tonight, God, may when that day of reckoning comes, that they can be victorious and that they would be able to sing the song, victory is mine, victory is mine, victory today is mine. That I told Satan, get thee behind, victory today is mine. Father, we give you glory tonight. God, we give you glory. We give you glory because you are the great leader. And as you lead your children, as you lead your people, as you lead the men and women, oh God, who will be embarking upon governorship. Hallelujah. Father, they in turn will lead this nation aright. We pray for this nation. And we ask of you, God, to be our God, to be our King, to be our sovereign ruler. And we will not fail to recognize you for who you are. Because, God, it is in you all things are accomplished. Through Jesus Christ, your beloved Son, I give you praise and I give you glory. Amen and amen.
Amen. One thing I remember about Pastor Tom from when I was a little girl up until now is his prayers are still very powerful. And if you have attended every single meeting, if you have attended the launch last week, if you attended the meetup, there's one common theme in all of the prayers. No one person has prayed more than once, but there has been one common theme. And that common theme is victory is ours. Victory belongs to the People's Action Movement. I wish we had time to sing this song, but my throat is not the best tonight and we really don't have time. So another time when you are at home, you are going to sing, victory is mine, victory is mine, victory today is mine. Because victory belongs to who? Victory belongs to Pam. Amen. Now I want to do a crowd check. I see a lot of people, but you're not active. I don't know if you just ate your Sunday dinner before you came, but you're not really behaving like Pam people, and it's kind of bothering me. I realize there's a big green spot in front here. I ask you all to come up. I need you to come up and behave like Pam people. Because one of the things that they keep saying, and I know it to be a lie, is that Pam is dead. And every single opportunity, every opportunity and every chance that we have to show them that Pam is alive, we have to show up and we have to show out and we have to show them that Pam is indeed alive and well.
Show the riches, the best leader. All you come, true. You go bring your friends, I go bring my friends, and we friends will all vote together. Cause Sean is the best man for the country, the best leader for we voting for Sean Richards. A man with a brand new case and understand this election, we going with Pam, we voting Sean Richards. Go tell everybody he's the best.
We look a little better now. This is what I like to see. So for those of you who just came in, welcome to Green Valley. Tonight we are live in Constituency 8 and it's good to be here. It's a good feeling. You know, I always say that once I'm around Pam people, all my shyness evaporates because y'all are my family. I see a lot of my cousins and my aunts and my uncles. It's family. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for being here. And let's just have a good time tonight, okay? Now, without further ado, we're going right into the speeches. We're not holding up. And the first person that I want you to help me welcome to the podium is the person that's going to come back. We are going to return him. I personally am going to play my part in returning him to the parliament. We are going to ensure that he comes back because he is the only person who has a plan. He is the only person that has a vision. He is the only person that cares about Central Bastia. He is hardworking. He is caring. He puts the constituency first. So put your hands together for none other than Jonel Powell.
If a change was possible, and the journal come around and drive for the cloud, get praises from CARICOM. Specialize in helping people, a degree in love and reason. So when a time to come on and time to go good, the people shouting no. Who's the man for the mission? Who's the one with the vision? mission? Yeah. Who's the one with the vision? Who's the one where you listen? Nobody better than this one. Yeah. Cheppy too, in a sea too. It's the right approach.
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good night. Make some noise. We in sweet Green Valley tonight. Make some noise. I know a lot of you are wondering, well, how come John is starting the batting tonight? Well, that is because come election night, we starting counting the seats from Central Bastille, number 2. We ain't playing with them. We're taking home Central again and again and again and again. So good night to all you. Thank you for coming out tonight. I see my Central Bastille people. Central Bastille, make some noise. That's right. I see my boy, Wazzy boy, Walsworth has been leading the team canvassing. This week we're in McKnight and Shadwell. And the love and the support is overwhelming because they say they don't want to see nobody else. All they want to see is Jeppy too, again and again and again and again. Nah, no good to see you. I know you had to wear blue, but I'm glad to see you in your Jeppy too shirt. I want to say good night to my daughter Skylar, who's listening tonight. She said, Daddy, you're going to talk again? I said, yes, Skylar, I'm going to talk again. She said, but Daddy, all you have to say is vote Jeppy too. Even not 4 years old, she knows what she has to do.
Say we're winning right now, me forget that trophy to what we living right now.
But tonight we're here in CAYON, and I'm here to lend support to my brother, the soon-to-be Honorable Chesley O'Neil Hamilton. So Green Valley, if you're voting for Chesley, make some noise. This is a man who is no stranger to Green Valley, to CAYON, or to constituency number 8. And I have all the confidence that he's the best choice. He's the only choice for the good people of constituency number 8. Look, I come to learn that I have all kind of names of places here in constituency number 8. I hear about Little Italy, I hear about Shantytown, I hear about all kind of things, but I know wherever you come from in constituency number 8, you will be voting for Chesley O'Neil Hamilton come the next elections. Because there's only one choice, you know, and Chesley is the right man for the job. And so I am calling all the people, whether you're from Atlas, you're from Connery, you're from Half Moon, you're from St. Peters, vote for Chesley Hamilton here in constituency number 8. And well, you know, in Central Bastille, there's only one choice, you know. As I said, we've been walking every day and meeting and greeting and talking to the people. And when you go to them, they say, we done gone, we done get rid of those in the red, and them in the orange can't come. There's only one person we know in Central Bastille, and that is the People's Action Movement. And that is Jeppy too, John L. Powell, the only man with a plan in Central Bastille.
I no need to worry. A clean life and pure liberty, straight.
And you know, they know it's the truth, you know. They know it's the truth. Because one night I hear them say that they're sending Marshall straight down 4th Street. It ain't me say so. It's her leader say so. Well, I know you're going Church Street with Sean Richards. So let him go down 4th Street. On another night, I hear Nubian say that the candidate for East Bastille is the best candidate for Central Bastille. So he himself don't understand what's going on. I tell you, I take this thing serious. I take the people of Central Bastille serious. And I will be there for them as I have always been. As I have been for the last year and a half, I will continue to serve them and serve them well. And you know the funny thing? When I go around and I talk to the people in Central Bastille, they say, but John, they had so much backbiting. They had so much undermining. How you sure it ain't gonna happen again? And all I had to say to them is, you see this team?
Better days are coming, coming.
change your ways.
All I had to say to them was look at this team behind me. Look at this team. This is a team that I know I can trust. This is a team that I know cares for the people of this country. And this is a team that will ensure that they have my back so that I have the back of the people in Central Bastille. So when I brought CPL to the cabinet and people were talking about cricket can't eat, and the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, said, well, see if you can't find the money somewhere in your budget when he know it ain't in the budget. Lindsey Grant jumped up and said, tourism will come in and sponsor because we see the benefit of CPL to the people of this country. Sean Richards jumped up and said that he will get UDC to sponsor CPL because he saw the benefit of CPL to the people of this country. So when people come and talk about how Sean Richards used UDC money to get private box for himself at the cricket, tell them nothing goes so. Nothing goes so. UDC sponsored, and as a result, like tourism, they both receive boxes not from the government, not from Journal, but from CPL, because they understood. These are men with vision. They understood and could see the $25 million that was coming to the pockets of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis as a result of CPL.
They can't keep a good man down.
And so, I know that as we embark on the next term, after we win the next general elections, I can rely and depend on these men and this woman, along with the 3 friends and brothers from Nevis, to support me to ensure that not just Central Bastille gets its fair share, but all of the people across this entire country get their fair share. Because the time of only one set of people getting is over. One set of people cannot continue to benefit while the rest of the people see nothing. That will not happen. We took a stance and walked away from that type of leadership. We took a principled stand and said, that cannot work. That is not what we want for the people of this country. We want a leader like the next Prime Minister, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards in this country, to ensure that all of us get our fair share. Whether you're from Central Bass or you're from Sandy Point, whether you're from Deep Bay or you're from Charlestown, everybody must get their fair share. And that will only come under the leadership of that man, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards.
Big up the place where me come from, 'cause it's nice again.
And that is why, as we're here in constituency number 8 tonight, we have to ensure that you are on board. We have to ensure that the Honorable Chesley Hamilton is right there, not on 4th Street, but in Church Street with the rest of us, to ensure that the policies of the People's Action Movement are delivered for your benefit. Because as usual, you know, Pam is all about you. We're all about you and your children, the benefits and the needs of your children. And if there's one thing I have to say about the people of CAYON, you know, Sandy Point might be Sean City, but CAYON is Pam City. CAYON is Pam City. And if CAYON is Pam City, then the whole of constituency number 8 has to follow. I don't know if you all remember a few years back when we once unfortunately lost that seat in Sandy Point. We won CAYON. We won CAYON. CAYON has never failed us yet. And I know that you will not fail us come the next general elections. And it ain't that Sandy Point failed us, you know. But they needed to see what was coming next. Sandy Point needed to understand what real representation is like. And that is why a young candidate came up for the People's Action Movement in 2004 and showed Sandy Point what Pam is all about, what Sandy Point needed. And today, we are looking towards that same young man, well, they say not so young now, but he look kind of young still, to lead this country, not just lead Sandy Point, but to lead this fair federation of St. Kitts and Nevis onto bigger and better things. And I said to you, make some noise for our next Prime Minister, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards.
Sean, we love you, and I could
I ain't come to do a lot of talking tonight because we have a full lineup. But I come to say to the people of Central Bastille, JP2 got your back. We will continue to do all of those things that we started. Whether it is to continue the work at the family park in New Road, whether it is to continue the work on the football facility in Pine Gardens and Shadwell. We will start the redevelopment of Central Bastille and addressing those derelict buildings and empty and abandoned house lots under a People's Action Movement government in collaboration with the CCM. Better days are coming and bigger things are coming to the people of this country. And so to those people in Shadwell who we met with over the course of the last 2 days, you will be getting that recreational park in Shadwell under the next government of which the People's Action Movement will be forming with the CCM. You will be getting that community market, and I'm glad to see Carl Brown here, because Carl, we've already you raised an issue in the town hall in Central Bastille. And as your good representative, tell them we went and we spoke with planning and we identified the land for you to do your market in Shadwell. And we will ensure that it is expanded so other young people in the Shadwell area can come and join and enjoy the prospects of that community market in Shadwell. And so I said to all of you tonight, come next election, there's only one choice. There's only one choice for the people of this country. We are one movement, one people, one government, one federation under the PAM and the CCM. So, Green Valley, make some noise with me. Constituency number 8, make some noise with me. Because better days are coming under a government of the People's Action Movement and the Concerned Citizens Movement and a Prime Minister like none other, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards. Good night, love you, take care.
Remember a time we didn't know if a change was possible, and the journal come around and drive for the cloud. It praises from CARICOM, specialize in helping people, a degree in love and reason. So when a time to come out and time to go vote, the people shouting out.
Central Bastille, you heard from the man, the only man with the vision, the only one with the vision and with the plan. Now after you listen to a man like that, tell you what he's going to do. He laid it out. You could go and vote anything else, but Pam, you could never. Not if you really want to move forward. Not if you want to see progress and prosperity and growth. You could never live in Central Bastille and not vote John L. Powell. So let me get some noise again for the Honorable John L. Powell, because he will be honorable once again. No, I love John L. a lot. And I love you too. I love you more. But when I see and when I hear the next speaker that I am going to introduce, it makes me think that things are possible for me. I see me. I feel like, maybe I could do that too. Maybe. And I don't know if she realizes, and I don't know if you realize, but when she comes to the podium, I often go on the live just to see what's going on. And there are so many people, regardless of what their political affiliations are, who believe in her, who believe in what she says, who believes in the vision that she has, who sees the passion that she has for her constituency. And so I just want to encourage her to keep at it. It don't care how many billboards they pull down. The billboards can't vote. Only people can vote. It doesn't matter what they say on the podiums. That is not going to sway anybody who wants real progress and real prosperity. So warriors from the east, warriors from the east,
phenomenal woman, that phenomenal Pam woman. Natasha, Shani, Grace, Brooks, Pam.
What a Green Valley welcome. Good night, my members and friends. How are you doing tonight? My warriors from the East. I see you here. I see my mother. She's most present after looking after campaign all week. I am happy to see you. Vanessa, Alondo, and thank you for coming out, Bucky. I love my East Bastia warriors, but tonight we are here in Green Valley.
Strength of a woman.
And so, as we celebrate and we look forward to the upcoming victory, I just want to have a conversation with you. I just want to take a moment and give a very special thank you to all of my supporters in constituency number 1. The love has been overwhelming from 4th Street right over to the Southeast Peninsula. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your love and your support. Thank you for the loving embrace that you have given me. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you for speaking up against those who dare to criticize me just for being a woman. Thank you for standing up for those who criticize me for coming on this platform whilst caring for my baby. Thank you for standing up for me when people try to intimidate me by taking down my billboards. But my desire is to serve the great people of constituency number 1, including Iman, and everybody that I can assist in this federation.
We gotta say thank you, thank you.
Poet Maya Angelou said it best. I would like to be known as an intelligent woman, a courageous woman, a loving woman, a woman who teaches by being. So, if my past as a single teenage mother, if my pursuit to lift myself up and pursue my degree in law, if my need at times to take my baby with me as I walk the streets of East Bastia, and if my strong desire to run for public office, to demand more for my people of constituency number 1, that's right, Naga. If any of these things help just one, inspires just one young woman to want more, to desire more, and to be more, then my job is done. Critics be damned. I am a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. I have never been afraid of hard work. I was a young mother, and I proved my daughters wrong. And I went on to get my law degree and to be called to the bar of England and Wales and St. Kitts and Nevis. I was ailing in the hospital this January and was close to death's door. And I watched COVID straight in the face. And I say no, and I dashed it away with the help of God.
Strength of a woman. Strength of a woman.
So, my great people of constituency number 1, I know we can be victorious in this election with you by my side. And I know with your support, I will be victorious, because victory is not just mine, it is yours. But tonight is not about me. It is about my brother, Chesley Hamilton, and the great people of constituency number 8. Chesley is a man that is for the people. He has worked hard throughout this constituency and to the length and breadth of St. Kitts and Nevis. Chesley has helped many people who have not had the advantage or the privilege to be able to provide for themselves. Chesley has provided pro bono services. He has opened up his office to persons like me to even build my career. In fact, there was a point in time when Chesley, myself, and Sean all worked in the same office. And in a few short weeks, we will be working together in cabinet. The wind of change is blowing. The illegitimate government that we have will be changed very shortly. The upcoming elections, we are about clearing out the old and breathing a fresh air. Breathe in with me, breathe in that fresh air. Let me see you breathe in and breathe out the old. In with Pam and CCM, out with PLT. And we don't want SKNLP either. So it is Pam and CCM, one movement. The wind of change are about meeting the people where they are. And by aligning policies with the needs and wants of the people, not about putting $500 in somebody's pocket or paying people $5,000 to pull down billboards. The wind of change is about engaging people and knowing what their needs are, and ensure that you are inclined to make their lives better. We have a youth agenda that seeks to support all aspects of their well-being. I am so excited for the young people in this federation. A youth agenda that seeks to inject resources, expand capacity, and open new doors for every young person. My political leader, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards, said this past Wednesday at our campaign liftoff, the great campaign liftoff that we had in Central Bastia, that our national youth agenda will be the largest investment in youth ever undertaken by any government in St. Kitts and Nevis. Young people, you should be excited. The young people, you represent the energy, the vigor that will shape and color the new social, economical, cultural, and educational landscape of this country. And we here in the People's Action Movement, we are committed to removing the challenges and issues that are roadblocks to your development. I want to see people like Kelly strive. I want to see people like Pinky strive, because the youth are our future. Pam appreciates you. We appreciate you very much. And we are about creating the best environment for all our people. We will secure the growth and prosperity of this great federation. Your success is our investment in our country's development. This election is a crucial election. It is an election like no other. And so we need to come out. We need to ensure that we put on our marching boots because we are ready to get rid of what is presently in Church Street.
There's a coming, change your ways.
This election is the marker for change. The change for a better future. The change that will signal a new dawn of governance and life for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I am so excited for the future of young men and women under the One Movement banner. I am excited to be a part of a government that prioritizes the needs of our young people, the need for access for housing for our young families, the need to know that scholarships and training are available. They need to know that this government will invest in them through our $100 million dream fund. Every dream must be realized. Young people of constituency number 8, are you ready? I want you to get ready. We are going to work to transform your lives. Young people of St. Kitts and Nevis, this is your time. It is not just about one family. We are going to go straight through the island. We are going to go over to Nevis because the young people right throughout St. Kitts and Nevis must be looked after. We understand your needs. And with me here and me being a part of cabinet, I will agitate for the young people of this great nation. Young people of St. Kitts and Nevis, young men and especially young women, you have a champion in Natasha Gray Brooks. You have a warrior that will fight for you. You have a conqueror who can overcome any obstacle. And with me, as part of the Pam CCM government, your dreams will be realized and you will ensure that you have a life that is worth living.
Strength of a woman. Strength of a woman.
I am very excited about the future. I forget me watch home, but they say the clock a tick, the clock a tick, the clock a tick. I couldn't have chosen a better leader to take this journey with. I couldn't have chosen a better team to forge ahead with. And I couldn't have chosen a better movement to champion with. Pam and CCM is the best hope for this great nation.
Voting for Sean Richardson, a man with a brand new case and understand the scene.
The people of St. Kitts and Nevis deserve more. We neither want old labor nor new labor. We're getting rid of all of them. So, to the many people who continue to encourage us, thank you for opening up your homes. Thank you for opening up your hearts and minds to members of our team. We hear you, we understand you, and we want to make St. Kitts and Nevis better for you. A better St. Kitts and Nevis can only be realized with better leadership, compassionate leadership, caring leadership, leadership that is in tune with the needs of the citizens of this land, leadership that understands that hope fuels motivation and opportunities transform a nation, servant leadership, trusted leadership, leadership of the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards. The One Movement team understands the needs of the people, and we shall stay the course. Just a few more weeks to go. We shall not be deterred or silenced, for we must be the voice for the young mothers trying to get ahead, the young men seeking a different path where prosperity is more than a dream. We must be a voice for our senior citizens in securing their pensions, ensuring that their health care needs are met, and their contribution to nation building is celebrated. St. Kitts and Nevis, I know that better days are coming. Better days are coming under the Pam CCM movement government. On election day, don't let 6 a.m. meet you at home. Take up your voter's ID card, dust it off, wipe off your shoes, wash your face, drink your tea, wake up early, call a friend, text a friend, wake up your neighbor, go out and vote for better days.
Now days are coming, change your ways. During this moment,
in St. Kitts, the only choice is Pam. And so you're going to go right behind the box. You don't have to tell anybody who you're voting for. You take your pencil and you make a neat X in the box. Don't touch the line. Over in Nevis, you're voting for the hammer, and you take the pencil same way and you make a neat X. And when 2 o'clock, we should know that all the seats are ours in St. Kitts and Nevis, from Sandy Point right over to Nevis. We will have a fresh government. We will have a new government in constituency number 1. It will be Natasha Gray Brooks. Right here in number 8, it will be Chesley Hamilton, and we will be led by the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards, and all our colleagues would be marching down Church Street because it is a better day for St. Kitts and Nevis. Vote Pam, vote CCM, one love, thank you.
we must win, we must win, we must win, we must win. Yes, I love I, touch I, Jamai.
You see what I tell you about when Shani talk? When she reached the part and she said about realizing dreams, and she start talking, I almost thought that I should start my rap career. You see what I tell you about when she start to talk? You feel the strength of that woman. You feel the power of that woman, the sincerity of that woman. East Bastia, you have a job to do. East Bastia, you have a job to do. And your job is to ensure that when we go down Church Street in our yellow, Shani is walking through the doors of government headquarters. You have a job to do. Now, the next speaker, I am excited to hear him talk today. Simply because the other day, I had a falling out with my mother. And when I fell out with her, I went to Atlas. And I went down by the Grange, and I took a picture of the sign. Because I said, when she upset me again, I'm going to post it on Facebook and tag Avenel Carey Freights and let her know this is where she's going. But then, Milo got up and talked. And he spoke about this luxury garden home. And I said, yes. That is where she got to go. May my mother send her to the Grange. I want her to live in that luxury garden home. Because Milo explained it and he said, it will have a lobby. And you can sit in the lobby. And then you can go to the front desk and it will alert the person that you're here. And I said, yes, you know, although she was upsetting me, she deserved to live in luxury. And if these are the kind of plans that Milo has for West Bastia, you could imagine what he would do for the rest of the country. And I, for one, I want to live in a kind of country that has that forward thinking. I went to village school, and when I was going to village, I went to village school, and every year you have to go over the garden home and you have to sing. And the other day I passed down, and it looks the same. It looks the same. And so I am pleading with West Bastia to elect representation that has a plan,
that has a vision, that genuinely cares about the people. Elect someone that is going to put people first, that's going to put the constituency first. And so I want you to help me give a rousing, a warm, a Pam welcome for none other than Kervin Milo Freeman.
Milo is the man, he got the better plan for the people and up my tree and his constituency. Are you ready? 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 Ready, 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 ready. On the go with Milo, on the go with Milo, on the go with Milo, on the go with Milo. He voted, she voted, he voted Milo. He voted, she voted, he voted Milo.
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good night. Green Valley Massive, good night. It's a pleasure to be here in this wonderful, wonderful constituency of number 8. Before I go further with my delivery, I know we all got the sad news that there was an incident that happened in CAYON that resulted in the death of a young man. And for that, I would like us to take a minute of silence. Thank you. You know, I'm going to be very serious this evening. You see, when I was called, or when I was asked, or when I offered up myself to be the candidate for constituency number 3, I said to myself, Milo, do you know what you're getting yourself into? Do you know the sacrifice that you are making? Because there's one thing about being a politician, is that when you come on the podium to speak, you're not only coming up by yourself. You're bringing your character, and you're also bringing your friends and your family with you. So it is a very big task to take on. Now, when I thought about it, I said, apart from knowing to myself what it takes to be a politician, let me read some more or let me research some more on what it is to be a politician. And part of that, I even went to listen to a song that was sung by the great man himself, Chalk Dust. And he had a song about the qualifications of a politician. And in that song, he spoke about some things that when I listened to them, I said, well, he's not talking about us. He's not talking about the People's Action Movement, nor the Concerned Citizens Movement. Because in his song, he said, as a politician, you have to learn how to lie, how to deceive, and how to fool people. I said, well, thank him for saying that, but he was talking about the other parties, not the People's Action Movement. And you know, while I was searching, I went again and I searched online, and it said that to be a good politician, you have to be principled, and you have to have the ability to manage the affairs of the country. And when I looked at it, I said, principles, ability, and manage. And I thought of it again. And I said, well, principle is P, ability is A, and manage is M. So all that means that to be a good thing, it have to be Pam. Well, when I look at it, I said, wow. So Pam has been settled. Pam has been taken care of as what it is to be politicians. But I did not stop there, because we are in this here with our partners. And when I look at it again, he said also to be a politician, a good politician, you have to be caring, you have to have confidence, and you must also be able to manage the affairs of the country. And when I look at it again, I said, caring, that's C. Confidence, that's C. Manage, that's M. So it is C, C, M. So my conclusion is that to be good politicians around the place, you either have to be a PAM or a CCM. And what I realized, so that when you are a good politician and a good party, you also have to have plans. And when I think about plans, and forgive me, something that is very dear to me, and it is because it is the health of the country, and it's also because it is in my constituency. And I have to think about the hospital. I really have to talk about the hospital. I was looking at something just this afternoon where a young lady was speaking about going to the hospital and discovering her aunt dead. And I said to myself, do we understand how traumatic something like that can be? That you go and you're going to see your loved one, and you're there sitting down to see your loved one, and when you get up to check your loved one has expired. Now, we have to look at these things, and we have to say to ourselves, is this what we want for such a great country, where our Ministry of Health is lagging so far behind? This is not what we want, and we should not wait until something like what happened to the young lady happened to us before we start showing care and concern for health care in this country. I told you I'm going to be very serious tonight, because this thing is very dear to me. Because some months ago, a cousin of mine also went to the hospital, and he and his siblings discovered their mother lying in the bed, dead. Could you imagine that? Why are we, citizens, going to the hospital and discovering our loved one has expired, unbeknownst to the nurses and the other health officials in the institution? It is a serious case. It is a very, very serious case. And when I was coming here this evening, I said I have to be very serious and speak about that. We cannot sweep something like this under the rug. It is a very, very, very serious issue. When you have poor patient service, you have a lack of basic equipment, and you have no supplies. How could that be? How could a forward-thinking country like St. Kitts and Nevis have them sort of things at our premier healthcare institution? And as I look at it, I said that our hospital was named after a humble, caring individual in the name of Joseph N. France, a humble man. And when you have to look at it, that such a caring man, his legacy is going down the drain, because he is a caring man, yet you cannot receive good care at our hospital. And I remember an uncle of mine, he came here, he wanted to enjoy his retirement here. He came out of England. And when he took sick, his wife came and she said, no, he's going out one time. And we said to her, why? Let him say, we have this good hospital. And her thing was that, I understand down here, even if somebody get a choke from a fish bone, they can end up dead because nobody looks after a person after they come here. And I said to myself, that is what we want to be said of our hospital. That is what we truly want to be said of our hospital. Our nationals out there, they want to come home. But they're not going to come home if our health care is whack. They're not going to come home because nobody wants to come home to die. They want to come home to enjoy their retirement age, see their friends, have a good time, and then, later on they can do that, but they don't want to come home and within a couple of weeks, there are no more. So we have to make sure all our hospitals, JNF, Sandy Point, Molyneux, all of them are well equipped to take care of our people. Now, what ails me, what really ails me, is when I look and I see that the illegal government that we have today, there are 3 ministers in there who all were health ministers. 3 of them in 2 years. And when you're supposed to pay good service and say to the persons, the nurses them, that we appreciate you, we appreciate what you are doing, you as a minister will choose Nurses Week, Nurses Day, to say to nurses, oh, you must have toilet paper. How could that be? How could that be? That's the level of disrespect our healthcare officials have been receiving. And for that, it is a turn off. I told you it's going to be a very serious thing because none of us know where we are going to end up tomorrow. And I want my people to be healthy so that on election day, they can put their vote for the People's Action Movement. Yeah! And that is why I am so happy that I have a leader like the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards, who is not just a leader, but he's also going to be the next Prime Minister of this great federation, the Honorable Sean K. Richards. But before I go, I want to talk about someone else. I want to talk about my friend, my colleague, and the next representative for constituency number 8, Mr. Chesley O'Neill Hamilton, with a little bakalita on the side. And why I want to talk about my friend is because when he took up the mantle to be the candidate for number 8, he called me and he said to me, Milo, I want you to come with me. Because at that time I was contemplating whether I should be the candidate for constituency number 3. But my leader, Sean Kenneth Richards said to me, Milo, after I said to you, beside you, who else can we get? And you went out and you said, Sean, I've been seeing the people, everybody saying, Milo, why not you? And so I think, the voice of the people is the voice of God. So I think I'm going to take it on. And so when Chesley said to me, Milo, I want you here with me, I could not say no. I could not say no. Because I know with Chesley, it's going to be the 3rd time is the charm. He ran already once, he ran twice, both times he was unsuccessful. But this time, Chesley said to me, Milo, I'm taking it over the line. And I said, Chesley, I'm going to be right behind you to push you over the line and jump over the line myself also.
Stronger than before now. I can give you more now.
So I say to you, in closing, I want to say to you, on election day, according to Shani, get up early. If you forget to brush your teeth, we're going to have mints in the line. But come early. Come very, very early, because this election is a serious, serious, serious election. And we all know that one of the main cause of death going around today is cancer. So before this country die from a cancer called Timothy Harris, we have to make sure we get rid of that cancer. So my friends and all of you in Green Valley, I want you to do me a special, special favor. I want you to wake up early over here, go to the polls and vote for Chesley O'Neill Bakalita Hamilton to be the next representative for the good people of constituency number 3, and that will also enable us to be having as our next Prime Minister the Honorable Sean K. Richards. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Why not Milo? Why not Milo? So the people of West Bastia, you must be on the go. You can't be stopped. You can't be stationary. You can't be unsure. You must be on the go with Milo. Yeah! You must be what? On the go with Milo. Now we reached the man of the hour, and before I bring the person who is going to introduce him, I must say that Constituency 8 was in, I don't even know if to call it a predicament, but I know that there was some sad feelings about what went down with the party. Studi, good night. Good night, Studi. And for those of you who were feeling hurt or sad, overwhelmed, bewildered, I say to you, have no fear. Have no fear. Come home. Come home. Those of you who feel like you did not get the best representation over the last 7 years, those of you who may have felt forgotten, pushed to the side, I say to you, have no fear, but come home. Because you know that if you and your parents fall out, your parents will always welcome you back home. And I can tell you that that is the Pam party. It is a caring party. It is a dependable party. And if you are under the sound of my voice, if you are watching me, and you are one of those persons in Constituency 8 who harbor those kinds of feelings, I'm saying to you tonight, right here, come home. It's supper time. Come home. Now, without any further ado, I'm going to invite the Tat King himself, none other than Rodney!
Yeah.
Green Valley, CAYON, Chesley Hamilton, big up. All the Pam people, them. Run it, Terror. Hey.
When the election
bell ring. We have your flag now. Everybody knows say your Pam a win.
Chesley Hamilton
that accept defeat. Fully. Full suit of gold, we march the street. La, big up yourself.
Pam around the place,
and we not talk
shots
shop.
on election. Then
Put your ex by the hat.
Make sure you vote early
In the morning. So
now we are
go win by 1 o'clock.
Number 8 of them
Favorite number.
Chesley Hamilton.
Me know you got that lock.
Them go talk trash, but we talk fast. We make the SK flag fly like
I get up on a plane top.
Keeping the promise and
Look for the people.
Put it on them
Pam no need no vehicle.
Heart of a lion fly
High like a eagle.
Remember, country above self people. Pam on the place, everybody happy. Chesley Hamilton are the number 8.
What you mean? Come here, Hamilton said tat tat. Oh,
election bell a
ring. Boy, everybody knows say your Pam a win. Boy,
Chesley Hamilton
not accept defeat. What? Full suit of gold, we march the street. Hey man, big up. Hey. What you mean? Big up yourself. Yeah. Hamilton said tat tat. Hamilton, big up yourself. We come listen to General.
When the election bell a ring. When the election bell a ring. Everybody knows I am a win. Chesley Hamilton not accept defeat. Full suit of gold, we march the street.
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement. Green Valley Massive. Yeah! Constituency number 8. Yeah! Certain things sadden me before I get started. We had the minute of silence, and it takes me back to my past profession. It was a past. It's not my future profession. Because I'm going to move from the courthouse to the House of Assembly. But I want to call one of the young men who I have represented many years ago, who is now traveling the hemisphere, speaking to young people in Spanish, in English, a man who spent time in prison to endorse me in 2 minutes. I want to call Remy Gums. I want to call Remy Gums to the platform.
Yeah, man, blessed. So, let me say fondest of greetings to all the Pamites near and far. And I'll be the first to say that I'm not political. Nobody will ever say that about me. But I've been hearing the rumors, and I could say, whoever said Pam dead, they'll lie by. No, man, Pam ain't dead at all. Rumors, they're spreading, man. But on a different note now, Mr. Chesley Hamilton gave an insight as to my past. And I just want to relate one particular story. He's been there for me on many occasions. Free of cost. But I just want to relate one particular story that stands out in my mind always, that transpired 13 years ago whilst I was incarcerated. So I was already serving time, a very big time, right? And I had more charges. And I'll be the first to admit I did some things that I deserve jail for. But for that particular crime, I didn't do it, right? But owing to the fact that I was under so much depression and oppression in the prison, I was willing to capitulate and just go down the courthouse the very next morning when my case was about to start and say I'm guilty. Because I don't do in a big time, I'm guilty regardless, just give me something concurrent so you can run in one. This transpired January the 14th, 2009. While I was in cell, about to go, my case was the morning, right? And then I started, I had a vision or a dream. Remember, I tell you, my intention was to go down and plead guilty because I couldn't take it no more, right? I spent 10 years. Now, in my dream, I was walking up by the MAYNARD'S Community Center, and I saw Mr. Chesley Hamilton in my dream. And he asked me, because he always asked me, I had a lot of cases, so he always asked me, what about that next case? How are you coming along with it? And in the dream, I told him, but my intention is to go down, just what my intention was, genuinely, to go down and plead guilty. But Chesley Hamilton tell me, in the dream, boy, you will be committing a kamikaze. And that's the first time I heard that word, eh? But due to the fact that I had a predilection for semantics and its usage, I went and looked up the word kamikaze and found out that it has a meaning that basically means suicidal. So he was telling me in my dream, boy, you're going to plead guilty for something what you ain't do. In this particular instance, it's basically suicidal. That's the dream. The very same morning, when I went to the courthouse and I'm in the back waiting for my name to call, here comes Mr. Chesley Hamilton in real life. And he used to call me Johnny Cochran because I represented myself in a couple cases and one. Real story. So he come to me and he tell me, man, Cochran, man, see me lab book here. Go through it and see if you can find anything to help you out. Here, nothing about me dream, eh? So I went to the lab book and I came across an interesting aspect of it that made me question if I could do something and probably get myself vindicated from this case. And when I called out to him, I didn't call to go in the box as yet, but I signaled to Chesley to come, please, hear me out for a second. And I showed him, and I asked him, what you think, boy? You think I could represent myself and get myself out this case? And he has always believed in me, tell me, man, you have a shot. And I know once you have a shot, you could get it done. And he tell me what to say specifically to the judge. Now, if you know anything about lawyering, him to speak to them for a half a minute, you have to pay $100, eh? That's how the lawyering profession goes. And this man gave me free advice. So I went up in the box and I, recited verbatimly what he told me to say to the judges. And he was basically asking for a hearing so that I could get the cases them thrown out owing to unreasonable timing, because I was charged for the crime 2005 and this was in 2009. So cutting a long story short, it was just about reasonable timing. And I went, I fought the case, and long story short, I won. Yeah! And when I fought the case, right, I had a couple times, how the courthouse go, back and forth. So in between, I seen Mr. Hamilton and letting where I reached with the presentation, and he giving me advice accordingly. And I was able to come out and be victorious. I could have backflipped in front of the judge. He had to tell me, cool down, how happy I was and elated, you know what I mean? But I said, all I have to say is about the man and his character, right? Like the late, great Nelson Mandela once said, the integrity of a nation, the integrity of a government or an individual is determined by the way he treats the lowest class citizens in a country. And nowhere on earth you could find a lower class set of citizens than a man in prison. Because no matter your social or financial status out here, from you go behind those great walls, you're basically down on ground zero. You ain't got no say. And when a man could come, because I couldn't repent, that's 13 years ago, he had no idea he would have asked me. This is a personal favor. He had no idea 13 years after he would have come and asked me to, and I readily jump up. Because I believe if you feel gratitude and you express it, it's like wrapping a gift for somebody and then presenting it to them. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. To come here and tell everybody about this man and his character. What he did for me, my gratitude towards him expands the entire Pacific Ocean. Because freedom is priceless. I could tell anybody that, and anybody who went to prison could tell anybody that. Chesley is a good man, and he is a man, in my humble opinion, is very philanthropic. He cares for others, because that's what he did for me from my personal experience. Living testimony. And one of me jointly charge them around over there in the white shirt. And anybody you feel like you could ask and want to ask about me in the courthouse. Because of Mr. Chesley Hamilton. Have my humble apologies. He kind of ubiquitous. Because of Mr. Chesley Hamilton, right? Prestigious and prominent lawyers like Tukumba Brown and Hesketh Benjamin refers to my case as a precedent because I won the case via the Constitution. This is a man who believes in me. This is a man who believes in the ghetto people them. You feel me? And Chesley Hamilton is exactly what the doctor prescribed for CAYON individual and people of constituency number 8. That's my personal story. Thank you.
When the election bell a ring, everybody knows I am a win. Yeah! Chesley Hamilton not accept defeat.
As you see, I just had a little... Thank you, Remy. Remy was very modest. Remy Gum's case is now the precedent case on duplicity in this federation. That's the principle that he said. He said, well, sir. But I'm simply saying to you, that's the kind of talent we had locking up behind bars. Okay? Remy is now a social worker working with the Nevis Island administration, traveling the world, speaking to people so that they too can be reformed. I could go on and on naming people. I could go and talk about those who leave behind bars with 21 subjects while they were behind bars teaching Morris Hill here, like Antoine Thompson, and now they are out, they can't get a job. I ain't got to go there, ladies and gentlemen, because tonight is not so much about the peace and these young men. Tonight is about constituency number 8 and my fitness for service. My fitness for service. I had asked somebody to come here and deliver this for me because, and I want to apologize to him because in the minutes of time, I'm going to ask Natasha. Natasha, come here, please. Read that there for me, please.
Certificate of Renunciation of Canadian Citizenship. Name, Chesley O'Neill Hamilton. Place of birth, CAYON, St. Kitts and Nevis.
What is the place of birth? Say that again.
Place of birth, CAYON, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Thank you.
So he was born in CAYON.
Continue.
Date of birth, do you want me to say date of birth? 13th September 1963. This is to certify that the person named above has formally renounced Canadian citizenship and pursuant to the Citizenship Act will cease to be a citizen on the 3rd June 2022, signed by the minister. And this is in relation to Canada. So,
thank you.
He no longer has citizenship.
Now the formalities have been out over the way. Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, let me hear you make some noise. I know we're running a little bit behind schedule, you know, but I really want to address you tonight on a few topics tonight. Constituency number 8. Constituency number 8. Proper representation is coming. And I start again by saying, from the courthouse to the House of Parliament, proper representation is coming. Let me say to you, from down in Italy and Atlas, Upper CAYON, the Whites, River Gut, Sarah Bori, St. Mary's Terrace, Church Pout, Waterworks, Central, Project, Alley, Cincinnati, Texas, Hermitage. We can't say Hagland these days, so let me say it properly. Hogsville, Cunningham, Shantytown ain't shanty no more. Over the river, Spooners, Keys, Canary, Half Moon, Canada, Kitsadat, Needmos, Ojigot, Stapleton, Monkey Hill, Upper and Lower, Cedar Grove, John England, Perry House in New Road. All of you, better representation is coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know that there was a Hamilton here who defeated a one Terrence Jew. 1 strike, 2 strike, and then here comes the closer, 3 strikes and you are out. 3 strikes and you're gonna be out. And out and down for the count, because that is it for him. Terrence Joe is not a leader. And why is it so? Because no leader should have to look over the back to see who wants the job. No leader is supposed to look over the back to see who wants their job. I am basically saying that to say this. After he won the leadership of the Labour Party, up to now, the 2 people who run against him haven't come together and lead a motion to make his victory unanimous. They're still waiting for him to fail. And the one who he replaced is still waiting for him to lead and therefore to live, because he is the leader of the opposition and he ain't giving up that for Terrence Joe. As I said to you, in constituency number 2, the weatherman has said that the weather between now and election day is that a lot of Jew going to be falling. Andrew will be falling. And Terrence Jew will be falling. So therefore, members and friends of constituency number 8, put on your hat, Drew fall. And on election day, put the X in the box next to the hat and vote for the People's Action Movement and Chesley Hamilton.
When the election bell a ring, everybody knows I am a win.
Jew the cause cool. No let no Jew fall upon you. That's what the old nigga them will say. Me no want to have to come rub down nobody. Me no want to boil no bush tea for your fever. No let no Jew fall upon you. Just vote them out. Just vote them out. I want to go right to the man and his competencies. Right into his competency. Because we had a pandemic here. And I want to ask him this question. When COVID hit this country and he came to the people and talked about the antibody test. The antibody test, ask him which other country in the world doing the antibody test. There's the antigen test, don't get that confused. There's the antigen test and the PCR test, which many countries around the world are doing. But ask him if anybody is doing the antibody test that he wanted to recommend. And asked him if he had a deal with somebody out of Germany and some of his doctor friends here to sell antibody tests throughout the Caribbean. Ask him that. You see, sometimes they want to get into corrupt practices even before they get into office. And therefore, ask them about that. Because if they were to deal with the antibody test, antibody will take a little while before you show up. You could get COVID, but the antibody ain't show up until 5 and 6 and 7 days. And if you got steroids in your body, it doesn't show up. So, you know, if we had put that there here, how many people like a false negative test walking around with COVID? All of us might have got COVID if we had allowed that man to lead us down that road. Tell him come and answer that question. Tell him come and answer that question. If he cannot be even competent in his own field, how is he going to be competent in areas where he has no experience? And I said that to say it to you. We cannot afford, like one person say, give you a chance to fail. We don't want to give nobody no chance to fail. We have prepared a man for success. Because Sean tell you, Sean never lose. The man was born to win. Born to win. Born to win. Sean never lose. No gimmicks. No gimmicks. Next election is the only man in this country that has the confidence and the support of the majority of elected members in parliament. He is the legitimate prime minister, the legitimate prime minister. Timothy Harris is illegitimate. He is illegal in his own words. In his own words, he is illegal. Sean is legitimate and legal. Legal. Because Sean has the support of the majority of elected members in parliament. So I don't call him the next prime minister. He is the legitimate prime minister.
Sean, we love you, and I could tell you love us too. We feel you.
Yeah! Now I want those and PLP who thief in shiny ideas and thief in minds to take. Well, my mother hear me say the word, they just know minds. Mommy don't hit me when I say that. Mind, mommy, mind. Mommy don't tell me, Chesley, there's nothing named minds. Mind. Mommy, I just want to say to you, those who thieving, take out the copybook now. Take out the copybook. Because when I talk about commercial plazas throughout this constituency, all of a sudden they're gone with it. When Shani talk about things, they're gone with it. Well, I want them to take out the book and copy down this one right now. Get all your pen and paper. Get all your pencil. Get all your black lead. Get all your chalk. Get all your whatever you need to write with and copy down this one. Or your illegitimate prime minister is saying how many roofs he fixed? Over 3,000. Over 3,000. Go around, look at all the roofs that he say he fixed. Tell me if you see any east draft, or we just say spouting on any one of them. None of them have none. So that is a program. That is a program that is flawed, bad, and wrong. And under the banner of the People's Action Movement, we are simply saying to you, where water is a problem, you have to practice conservation. So we must begin to capture water off of the roofs. Your government with a policy that has no such policy is a government without a vision. No foresight. Every one of those roofs, your government is duty bound to help you put e-straff on them. Whether it means duty free, whether it means let NAT come and put it on all of them roofs, something has to be done in terms of policy so that we can have water catchment. Whether it means a cistern, whether it means the black tank them, it must be done. Because water is a problem. Let us start there. Look around. Tell me how many of these buildings you see have on East Drive. And we're talking about water is a problem. And water didn't just go down in the drain and back down the river, back into the sea. And we ain't even want to talk about desalination. We must begin to capture the water high up. We must do something about reservoirs. We must do something about the sluice. We must get the water back down so if we dig wells, the water will come back up. We have to do better at conservation. We must do better at conservation. My good friend, while I going house to house yesterday, Imo tell me about Kaliko, fix the water problem, and then you got me vote. I say, Imo, I ain't in there to fix it, but I have the ideas to fix it. And Imo say, bye, Kaliko, sometime 2 days, woman can't bathe in a CAYON. Stapleton too, Keys too, Canary too. Lord of mercy. I know I can't even afford to buy wipes for everybody. But I'm simply telling you, we will do better and your government will help you do better because there must be a policy to help you conserve water. Whether it's a cistern, whether it's a black tank, however you got to do it. Therefore, we'll have more water for the things that we need to do in our daily lives, whether it is to cook, wash, or bathe. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear ideas? Tell them I say, copy down the one there. Get that now in the copy book. That East Drive must be the policy of the government. Spouting must be the policy of the government. For all them roofs that they say they fix, they not done fix yet. We will fix them better because under the banner of the People's Action Movement, we are building back better. Building back better. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't talk about healthcare because Moyla don't talk about that. All I can tell you is that the man is so bad-minded that even his own ministers of health, he undermined. Because Eugene, Wendy, $27,000 whiskey, right? And Akila, all of them as ministers of health, none of them could give you health insurance. None of them could give you a health plan. And they're all there. And like Myla will tell you, whereas Johnny was there for 2 years and performed, she was in Parliament for 5 years before that, and she still ain't performed. 7 years she had at it to help to produce, and she still ain't performed. I am happy and I am glad. I am glad that we as a movement, the People's Action Movement and the Concerned Citizens Movement, we have decided to cauterize. Cauterize the cancer. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Vote them out. And therefore, we, the People's Action Movement and the Concerned Citizen Movement, as one movement, moving forward, 2 islands, 2 movements, moving as one, going forward under the leadership of Sean K. Richards. Forward, back, forward ever, backward never. You know, the Bible talk about 3 wise men. The 3 wise men from Nevis will be joining the People's Action Movement. The 3 wise men from Nevis will be joining the People's Action Movement. They say wise men come from the east. They say wise men come from the east. No. That's the southeast peninsula. But the east is Nevis. The east is Nevis. And we're bringing 3 wise men from the east. Yeah! Yes, they do see the sun before us because they're east of us. And those 3 wise men, they have endorsed Sean K. Richards as the next Prime Minister, the only legitimate Prime Minister in this country. And they're willing to have him provide leadership in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, I could speak about keys and turning the railway into a bypass road. I could talk about the commercial plaza that I have planned for their basketball court and the commercial plaza I have planned for down by their playing field, putting their people to work, employing them. I could go to Connery and say to them that I have given an undertaking, which is my word, that we will endeavor to relocate the landfill, so that they could get an ease from all of the hazards that provide. All of the toxic hazards that provide. And we will locate it after doing our environmental assessment of where is the best place in this country to put it. And we will relocate it to give Canary people ease. They deserve it. They deserve it. And those are not empty words. I am an advocate who is accustomed to perform. That is my word for the people of Canary. I know you're talking about housing, and there are 3 generations of people living under the same roof, and you need ease for that. And I'm simply telling you, I will do all that I can, including if government has to purchase land so that you could have more housing, because that is my word. I will be your advocate. I am not afraid to advocate on behalf of the worst in this country. And therefore, if people want to leave the people of Canary behind, Chesley Hamilton is going to be there to advocate for them.
But I'm not afraid.
Not afraid at all. Not afraid. The people of St. Peter's must know that all jobs doesn't belong in Bastille. So all you could do is catch bus and go tongue. Nowhere. St. Peter's, I am simply saying to you as well, there's going to be an opportunity in the center of your town for you to have places of employment. Whether it is a human resource center that you could go and look for work and fill out an application and have your post office and your government services, that will be in your community. Whether it's for the young ladies who want to braid hair, or want to do nails, or want to do massage, I want to do anything else there. The doctor, the dentist, all of those things will be in the heart of your community. Downtown St. Peter's, around your ballpark. The name Atiba Harris should not be about an empty playing field. No way. It's supposed to be a plaza, and Lindsay gonna like this too. On the second floor, there must be motel space. So if your people come in and you ain't gonna wait for them to stay, at least you could put them in that. Because when Lindsay and Jonel go away to bring the Barmy Army for test cricket here, we must have the necessary rooms and space for them around our ballpark. Is an easy place for we to increase our hotel and motel space stock. And I am simply saying to you, they're going to love that too. No, just think about it. Just think about it. I'm talking about St. Peter's, around Canary, around Keys, around the 2 ball fields in CAYON. Well, that is only constituency number 8. By the time we replicate this policy throughout the country, Lindsay going to be laughing with the amount of space he got to go and market this country. You think it's only 1 million people going to come via cruise tourists? Well, in terms of the stay over, when Lindsay go abroad, he will be able to get any aircraft coming to this country because he now have the hotel room in this country to market this country. Tell them take out the notebook. Tell them take out the notebook. Tell them take out the notebook. And you see me? Many reading what I write here today. I ain't reading it because these are things that are here. They are in this heart here because better representation and better leadership is coming under the banner of the People's Action Movement. I know we got other people to speak tonight, you know. We got other people to speak tonight, and therefore I have to wrap up because more to come where that came from. But I want the people of constituency number 8 to know that in this constituency, we are going to leave CAYON overwhelmingly in front. When they hear how we coming out of CAYON, we want to come out of CAYON better than any Pam representative has ever done coming out of CAYON. And when the people of Keys know and understand that my father, Valentine Grant, was born in CAYON, that Meme Philip, who made the best hot sauce in the world, is my grandmother, and Monroe and Ralph are my uncles, they too going to understand that I learned my politics in Ali Vaughan house. So when you see even Larry Vaughan being as political as he is, I learned politics in the house before Larry Vaughan was even born. Ladies and gentlemen, I know Keys, whether it's the Stevens or the Mills. I know Keys and tell Keys that better representation are coming.
When the election bell ring.
But lastly, I want to tell you this. Not because you hear that Chesley Hamilton is a lawyer. I know where I come from. My mother with her 4 children, and let me say it, her 4 bastard children, okay, used to sleep on the floor under the Church of God. Let me say it again. On the floor under the Church of God. Pan lodging. Where everybody came down on the Church of God to buy popcorn and sugar cake from Sister Hook. Sister Hook occupied the 1-bedroom down there. Diana Hamilton and she 4 children slept on the floor that you walked on to go buy your sugar cake. That is where I come from. That is where I come from, under the Church of God. Not even on top. Not even on top in a little knock house under the church. I know where I come from. So when I give up my Canadian citizenship, when I give up my health care and say me no want none from the government until you got, I know where I coming from. I know where I'm coming from to give you representation. And they say a rising tide raise all boats. So therefore, all of us can rise together. I don't want no health care until you got. I ain't want no government health care until you get. I don't want no parliamentary health care until you got. And therefore, that is my word, that is my pledge, that is my commitment to you, that until you get, I don't want. That is why I give up. That is called sacrifice. Sacrifice. You hear Shani came here and talk about me, she and Sean working in the same office. Is Lindsey Grant is the first who started that. I used to work in Lindsey Grant's office. Lindsey Grant did that for me, so I paid it forward to Shani and Sean. This is how we are. This is who we are. So when I said to Milo, I don't want to be in the room without you. I don't want to be in the room without you. When Milo tell you about Constituency 8 and Bakaliko, it's because he ain't want to be in the room without me either. And therefore, we're going to go into Constituency number 3 as one, because he has come to make himself part of me here in Constituency number 8. Because from the outset, he's telling me, Bakaliko, 3 and 8 is 11. 3 and 8 is 11. And therefore, whenever Milo speaks, he speaks for me. And whenever I speak for him. And therefore, lastly, I want to talk to some people there. I want to talk to Polly. I want to talk to the family of Polly. I want to talk to Ian Liddy. I want to talk to C-Face. I want to talk to all of them up there and let them know and their family that Milo is the only solution for you in constituency number 3. I want to let you know that all of these men up here, I could go through them one by one, but time is of the essence. So I won't do that. I will just let you know that better days are coming under the People's Action Movement. Good night and God bless you.
When the election bell ring, everybody knows I am a win. Chesley Hamilton not accept defeat. Full suit of gold, we march the street.
from around the place.
Constituency 8, you hear how real representation go? You hear how real representation go? Now I remember when they announced Chesley Hamilton and people say, another Hamilton again. That's how they was going on. But you hear how real representation go? You hear how real vision go? You hear how prosperity go? And so I'm going to echo the same sentiments I had before. Come home. Come home. White's Village, come home. St. Peter's, come home. All of you who are overwhelmed, who are disgruntled, come home. Because that is how representation go. Now if you're in here and you're driving PB235, you left your lights on. I know that you were so in a hurry to come to the sweet and nice meeting, but you left your lights on. Now before I welcome the PM in waiting to the microphone, before I ask the new and the next and the incoming Prime Minister to come to the podium, I'm going to ask you to direct your attention to the monitors. That's your Sean. So Milo is your neighbor. That is your Sean. And Jonal is a representative. Full slate of Pam. Please direct your attention to the monitors for a special video.
Well, all my life growing up, I've known Sean. He's been quiet, composed, and compact young man who has evolved into a dynamic politician.
Uphold the rights of all.
Only boy Magata here. I'm a boy minister.
He helped students with their homework at afternoon times. He also taught.
Sean needed to bring more opportunities in this country for young people.
I'm here standing with my brother, my boss, my friend, my confidant, my everything, the Honorable Sean Richards, the next Prime Minister of this federation.
As a Prime Minister, Sean will be a man who is ready to serve the country.
He is who he says he is. There's no hiding anything. I believe in honesty, and he got integrity all the way to the bone. He can't shake it.
My rep for the past, say, 15 years, and he will continue to be my rep because he has shown great quality in leadership.
Vote Sean. Nobody else but Sean was coming for you all, okay?
I'll be voting for Sean and staying in my zone.
In this upcoming elections, I'm voting Sean K. Richards.
Sean Richards, the best leader. All you come, you go bring your friends, I go bring my friends, and we friends will all vote together. Cause Sean is the best man for the country, the best leader for we voting for Sean Richards. Lord. A man with a plan who cares and understands this election. We going with Pam. We voting Sean Richards. Lord. Go tell everybody he's the best man for we country. Right now we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better. From Sandy Point to Frigate Bay, Sean is the man to lead the way. We just need a caring person.
The video says it all. A compassionate leader, a caring leader, a dedicated leader, a hard-working leader, and the next Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, none other than Sean Kenneth Richards.
Sean, we love you, and I could tell you love us too. We feel you, we could feel your love and pushing through. Just know we vote for you. You need to light up the playfield from way, light it up, get the roads them from way, build it up, build new stations from way, build it up. You know we voting for you.
members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good evening. Residents of CAYON, number 8, you're in the house. No gimmicks? No gimmicks? No gimmicks? Next election? Thank you. Tonight, we're here in constituency number 8 in the Green Valley. And I thank all of you for turning out to this meeting to give support not only to the People's Action Movement, but to our candidate in this constituency, Chesley Hamilton. Before I continue, however, let me, on my own behalf, and also on behalf of the People's Action Movement, extend condolences to Mr. Noel Francis on the death of his son, Sanchez, who passed away yesterday. Noel is always on social media, Facebook in particular, is speaking on behalf of the People's Action Movement. He is one of our strong supporters in the Connery community. Tonight, you have heard from Chesley on the many things that he wants to see for you, the people of constituency number 8. And as you heard from the speakers before me, Chesley has the full support of this team. You heard also from a young man, Mr. Gums, a young man who spoke quite touchingly as to how Chesley has helped to transform his life. He said to you that when you are behind the great walls of prison, when you are basically seen as nobody, when you are at that point in your life when you need someone to uplift you, Chesley was there as that person who gave him a second opportunity on life. I don't think that I could have come here and put it any better than Mr. Gums did. I say to the people of CAYON this evening that just as Chesley was able to touch the life of Mr. Gums, it is the very same Chesley Hamilton that is capable of touching the lives of all of the people of CAYON. It is the same Chesley who is here offering his service to the people of constituency number 8. As a servant of you, the people of this constituency, I am certain that Chesley will advocate and give you his best service. Mr. Gums indicated he never hired Chesley to be his representative. But each and every time Chesley met him, Chesley gave him free advice. Imagine him as your parliamentary representative, giving the best advice and service to uplift you, the people of this community. That is why tonight I say to the people of CAYON that Chesley represents your best hope in this constituency. Chesley has always demonstrated that he is a people's person who cares about people. You heard Shani, who gave her own personal testimony that for many years she worked out of Chesley's office. In 2012, when I left TDC, I too found a free office in that of Chesley. It isn't that Chesley wasn't paying rent for the office. He had to pay rent every single month. But Chesley understood that these were two young persons starting off their career, and he was willing to give us that home to ensure that we were able to lift our careers off of the ground. It is the very same thing that he hopes to do for you, the people of this constituency. Pam has represented this constituency for the past 12 years. 5 years under a Labour administration and 7 years under Team Unity. I said to you that while some gains have been made, we also said to you that not enough gains were made on behalf of you, the people. While some residents received houses, we say not enough. We have persons who have received land, but who don't have the resources to build their homes. Some told by the bank that they are not working for enough money, and some told that they are too old to get a mortgage. I said to you that under a Pam CCM administration, we will build 1,000 new houses within our first term.
Big up the place where me come from, 'cause it's nice again.
And I make this promise here tonight that those residents of CAYON will be prioritized. I said to the family who I met whilst canvassing in CAYON a few weeks ago, when the mother said to me that I live in a house with my 2 adult sons, and one of them has 2 children, and we are living in a 2-bedroom house. She said that for years, for months, for weeks, they have been applying for a house. And even when they applied for a house and couldn't get any, they applied for a piece of land to start something for themselves. And up until today, not one of them can be favored with either house or land. Each day, they have lost hope in the system. They have lost hope in governments. They have lost hope in politicians. They have lost hope in political parties because of the despair that they have been going through. Do you know what it is like to apply over and over again, not simply for the sake of applying, but for the sake of having a genuine need, and your government has been unable to meet that need for you? Do you know what it is as an adult to have children, wanting to provide something better for those children, wanting to have your own privacy, wanting to give those children their own privacy and can't get any hope from the government. The government that is responsible for making life better for every single man, woman, and child in this country. And whether or not that family has been voting for PAM, PLP, CCM, NRP, or Labour, that family deserves help from their government.
Dreams of brighter days, yeah!
That is why I say to that family and so many other families like that one, that we will build 1,000 new houses in this country to be able to satisfy your needs. I said to them that if when you go to Chesley, you can't find Chesley, come to me, because Sean is a man who you can trust. Sean is a man of his word. I said to those in Connery who have been trying to get houses and can't get houses, that your opportunity is coming. Better days are coming.
Better days are coming, coming, change your ways.
I say to you, the people of CAYON, that while some progress has been made on the water issue, not enough has been done. And I can speak to the water issue here in CAYON, because when I became the Minister of Public Infrastructure, I ensured that a contract was signed in the first instance to deal with Shadwell 2, that is water supplying the people of St. Peter's, and secondly, to begin the drilling of a new well for water here in CAYON. I say to you, the people of CAYON, that I have heard the all familiar stories about water. I have heard of you coming home only to find out that there is no water and you are unable to shower and to do basic things. It should not be this way in 2022. You should not go out and work a hard day. You go out to work construction. You go to the factory and the industrial site. You go and you teach our children. You go on the beach like Shauna to ply her trade. You go in the restaurant and you work in the heat coming from the stove in the restaurant. And when you get home, the only thing you want to do is to take a shower and take a rest. You come home, you turn on the tap, and there's no water coming from the tap. Not in 2022. In 2022, you must not be having to go and store water in bottles in order to take a shower in your house. Your children, after running up and down at school, must be able to come home and to take a shower. Water is critical. And in 2022, you, the people of CAYON, must have access to water.
Because the water,
I said to you, once in office, we will fast track the water issue in CAYON and resolve it within the first 100 days. You have heard a big song and dance about the desalination plant in Keys I can say to you that when I became the minister, that particular project was sitting down on a shelf with absolutely nothing happening. There's a gentleman that I seen here tonight, and that gentleman can testify to the fact that he called me because the people sponsoring the plant had been calling him and saying to him that under the former minister, absolutely nothing was being done with the desalination plant. I said, you can't be having an issue with water in this constituency. A free desalination plant is being offered to the people and nothing is being done about it. And so up to when I left office, a cabinet submission had been sent in because all we needed to do was to provide $500,000 in matching funds for that desalination plant to be built. And so the desalination plant is coming thanks to Sean Richards, to the people of this constituency.
Sean, we love you, and I could tell you love us too. We feel you.
I also know that you have issues with roads in this constituency. And while efforts have been made to address the terrible road conditions, I say to you again, not enough has been done to deal with the roads here in CAYON and elsewhere in this constituency. Our campaign has been one focused on lifting people up. We are about building communities and building lives. Roads are important in any community and in nation building. We rely on a good road system as the basis to access jobs, healthcare, education, and social connections. I don't know if Hardis ever had a girlfriend in this constituency. 2 of them, Hardis said. But you need proper roads in order to visit your girlfriend. Hardis, you agree with me? Hardis said he told somebody long time that proper roads are needed, but they ain't studying with him. That is why I also ensured that a cabinet submission for some $13 million had been submitted to pave the road, the Island Main Road, leading up to Stapleton. I will ensure that other roads in this constituency are paved as I offer leadership that you can trust. I keep my promises. There is no reason, absolutely no reason, especially when this federation is able to build a prison for $2.4 billion. There is no reason as to why we cannot fix your roads. Under a Pam CCM administration, our communities will be built, our lives will be lifted up. CAYON needs to be transformed into the town that it is. There's no reason why you, the people of CAYON, should have to travel to Bastille if you don't want to. Proper health care, emergency services, and other resources should be right here in CAYON. Chesley and Pam, we have a community transformation plan designed to do just that. So when some of you ask why now? Why we are in an election before the end of the term, we said to you, because enough was not done. Many of you have not received your fair share. We said to you that most of you were not put first. And if we had waited 3 more years, it might be too late. We must safeguard our gains. And Miss Bryan in front there agrees with us. I want you all to know, the lady right in front here, she lives in Sandy Point, but her sister is the candidate for PLP for East Bastille, but she knows the better party. She knows good representation. She knows the People's Action Movement represents the best for this country. And so while she has a sister who is a candidate, she's here because she knows Pam represents the best choice for this country. While some might ask why we didn't make the move before, I say to you that we fought long and we fought hard for you behind the closed doors of cabinet. We fought for many of you to get on PAP, for many of you to get on STEP, to get your roofs fixed, to get your fair share of houses, and to create job opportunities for the young people of this country. We fought for every people building policy that we presented. We fought for you from within the walls of cabinet until we could fight no more. So now we continue to fight for you at the ballot box.
We never gonna rest till everybody bless. Make sure say everybody bless.
Yeah! The battle continues. The battle continues, and we are not daunted, for we know what is at stake. Each and every patriotic member of this team knows what is at stake. We know that in order to govern this country united and strong, we need a team that is representative of the people, all the people, both the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And under my leadership, this team knows that it has a leader that will listen. A leader whose primary focus is on the growth and well-being of our people and the communities to which you belong. That is the leadership that we bring to you, servant leadership. This election is about two things for Pam. One, putting people first, and two, renewing and keeping the promises we made to every man, woman, boy, and girl in this nation. We said it before, and tonight it is worth repeating. This election is the most crucial in our nation's history. We have the chance to usher in a bright new future built on the solid foundation of the past, led by the former Pam-led administration under Sir Kennedy. It is either that or we brace ourselves for a tsunami of devastation that will sweep us away under a Labour old or a Labour new government. New leadership, old leadership, red or orange, Labour is Labour. I repeat, new leadership, old leadership, red or orange, Labour is Labour. A vote for Harris or any of his people is a vote for Labour. A vote for Labour's new leadership is a vote for old Labour to return. We can't have that. We must not have that. The only sure way to avoid that is to vote for the candidates of the People's Action Movement.
Voting for Sean Richardson, a man with a plan who cares.
The choice is therefore much easier than you think. The choice is clear. Words. Let our record be your guide. When Pam led this nation, Pam led the region. Our policies and our programs were so visionary and transformative that not only the region adopted them, but so too did the world. Imagine, just imagine that from this little rock where a Pam administration gave birth to the Citizenship by Investment program, 11 countries throughout the world adopted our idea and now offer citizenship by investment. And another 30 countries offer residency by investment. I don't know if you all understand that, you know. This little country came up with a citizenship by investment program. So many other countries saw the benefits of it, that not just in the Caribbean, but throughout the world. Other countries, they copy it, they thief it from Pam. It's Pam who started that visionary program in this country. That's visionary leadership. Check our record and judge us on our record. While we made gains under the Pam-inspired Team Unity government, the leader of that administration was not Pam. His political DNA was not rooted in putting people first. He came from labor and remains firmly planted in labor. That is why he has brought a $2.4 billion prison and his brother selling passports. And next brother clearing the land. And a next friend or family member providing security and put down a factory to build blocks. Because he is not about putting people first. He is about putting family first. That is why the same brother in charge of Development Bank on the board for Whitegate, selling your passports and dipping his hands in all sorts of other things. Trying to make money down at Port Zante and trying to get shares in other companies in this country. You've all heard him say that the Prime Minister calls the shots. So many programs and policies that Pam championed during the term were often pushed into a closet and never saw the light of day. You've heard Jonel, you've heard Lindsay and Mark speak about the frustrations we all felt trying to represent, trying to advocate for our constituents. Constituents such as Nana, constituents such as you, Hazel, constituents such as you, Vanessa, constituents such as you, Liver, constituents such as Clytie, Javon, Orlando, Kendall, Wazi, Akila, advocating on behalf of you, but ideas pushed in a closet and never saw the light of day. In the end, according to Harris, none of you ever mattered because he is the Prime Minister and he calls the shots. So while we have made gains, we must work to safeguard those gains, both the ones made in the last 7 years and those made while Pam governed this nation, for even those gains are in jeopardy. Our citizenship by investment program is in jeopardy The Harris $2.4 billion prison has caused many to question our approach to the citizenship by investment program. We have an opportunity right now. We have to leverage the gains of the past while building a big, bold future for our people in St. Kitts and Nevis. Pam has always led from the front. We are bold, visionary leaders. Check our record. We are an independent nation because a Pam-led administration brought us to independence. That's leadership that is bold and one that puts people first. We have the oldest CBI program in the world because a Pam-led administration developed the program almost 40 years ago, and it continues to be the most vital revenue source for this country. Visionary leadership. Pam conceived Port Zante, and it is the foundation for which our tourism product has been built. And you have persons here who can speak to it. Shauna, with her massage business. Yes, yes, yes. Isa Azad someplace. His father as a tour operator can speak, his father Juni, can speak to the benefits of Port Zante and that second cruise ship pier. And for those who say that history, that is a long time ago, well, I said to you, if not for Pam and the creation of CBI, how would programs such as PAP, STEP, Peace, and Roofing be funded? How would double salaries and triple salaries have been funded in this country if it wasn't for that CBI program? If not for Pam and the conceptualization of Port Zante, how would have all of the taxes, vendors, shop owners, employees, and restaurants profit and benefit from the cruise industry? So I said to you, you must hold your head high, because if it wasn't for Pam, we would not be able to sing our own national anthem, celebrate our flag, and hold our heads high as an independent nation. Oh, land of beauty. That's the most hardest might be able to do. So the first line, I don't think he can sing it. Thank you, hardest. So he said to you, the time has come. The time has come for Pam to lead this great nation again. The time has come for Pam to implement programs and policies that will last for decades to come. It is time for us to take bold steps into the future. The schools meals program in place for decades. The paying of textbooks for your children in school in place for decades because of a Pam-led administration. It is time for us to take bold steps into the future. The time calls for visionary and trusted leadership to create people-centered policies. The type of policies that will see us move from honoring the Queen of England as our head of state to electing a head of state from our own under a republic system. I said to you, gone are the days of colonization. We are a free and independent nation. It is time we break the chains of our colonial past. It is time we unlinked ourselves from the former empire that enslaved and brutalized our ancestors. It is time We chart our own path of self-determination for the next generation. Pam is bold and visionary, and we will deliver on that promise. Check our record. Yes. We have done what many said could not be done. We have been where many were afraid to go, and we conquered. The time has come for a Pam-led administration to implement robust policies that will see thousands of our young and not so young move in large numbers from employees to employers. Policies that will see thousands of our people move from unemployed to the halls of being employed. Policies that will see us safeguard our CBI program and ensure that it works for all of us. Policies that will have the young people at the center of decision making through a national youth council, where they are better able to hold us accountable for their future. Young persons under the age of 25 in particular, I have said to you that on each and every single board in this country, 2 young persons must sit on those boards. But more importantly, a PAM government will put you first. We will prioritize you. We said to you that you will have a government that puts the pension of the government auxiliary workers over penitentiary, that is over a jail. Education of your son Kadim Laurencia, your son Dario, such as Zamarai, who I understand turns a teenager tomorrow. Patsy, your grandson, the young athlete Evan, we will put their education over incarceration. We will put healthcare centers for persons such as Shirley, persons such as Uralf, persons such as Cheryl over detention centers, and juvenile justice over jail. It will be a government focused on lifting you up rather than locking you up. A government that puts people over prisons. So tonight, people of St. Kitts and Nevis, people of CAYON, I want to talk to you about the power of your vote. For when ordinary people come together, determined and ready to rise up, their fear of the system goes away and their value increases. Harris has sought to govern by fear. And so, though many people are hurting, they are afraid to speak out. So many young people are dissatisfied, but they are afraid to strike back. So many people are worried about their economic future, but they are afraid to let their concerns be heard. People of this federation, we have less than 30 days before the election, so fear no more. Harris will not be Prime Minister of this country after election day. Your vote for Pam will ensure that. A Pam CCM government will immediately put our plans to work the very next day after the elections. Unemployment. Unemployment is the most significant challenge we face in the short and medium term. The COVID pandemic has caused many of our people to plunge even further into a state of hopelessness. We have a plan to stabilize the economy and to get our people working. We have a plan that will empower young people and expand our agriculture industry. We have a plan to boost tourism and address our healthcare system. And your vote for Pam will secure our plan to rescue our country from greed, corruption, and nepotism. Indeed, ours is a plan that will make St. Kitts and Nevis resilient and strong. These elections must be a referendum on leadership, a vote against what has been, and a vote for what could be. The future of this nation, the future of the next generation, will depend on how we vote in the next 30 days or less. I come here tonight and ask you to vote for Chesley Hamilton in constituency number 8 and all of the Pam candidates in your local constituency. Satisfied for the gains we secured during our tenure, but fixated on pushing harder, going further, achieving more, we move on. Confident in our collective ability to chart a new course in good governance, accountability, and integrity, we march on. Determined to fight the war on poverty and usher in prosperity, we soldier on. I hope that those who may have been disgruntled these last few years can join us in this call for togetherness in confronting the challenges that we face. To you, I say, come home. Come home. Be proud to be Pam. Pam's history is the bedrock of this nation. Wear Pam with pride. The future is counting on you. Stand tall. Celebrate our gains and our history while working together collectively to forge ahead as one people, united under one flag and serving one God. You have had a front row seat to the bitterness of politics these last few years. But you have also watched our team advocate for you and turn the divisiveness into an open community of debate and the exploration of ideas, where every voice is considered and marked as worthy. I call on everyone, including our lost supporters in this very constituency and all 8 constituencies, to join us as we aspire to take back this nation. Come home. Empowerment can be ours again. We understand that a level of cynicism and a huge dose of skepticism have infected the land. People have seen politicians come and go. They have seen promises kept. They have seen promises also made and some of those promises not kept. And they have been let down too many times. So your cynicism is understandable, but it must not be terminal. We have to somehow believe again. Our movement is that bridge between the past and the future. We move forward together because standing still or going back are not options. We shall move forward together under one flag, serving one God as one movement. People of CAYON, I ask you tonight to vote for Chesley Hamilton. Chesley Hamilton and Pam represent the best hope for this constituency, the best hope for CAYON. In Chesley, you can find a leader who will ensure that you, the people of constituency number 8, you, the people of CAYON, that you're taken care of. Chesley has given up his Canadian citizenship, as Lindsay and I gave up our US citizenship, to fight on behalf of you, the people of CAYON. Chesley is not a stranger to the CAYON community. He born here. He born here, right here in Green Valley. And I said to you, the people of Green Valley, embrace your own. Embrace Chesley Hamilton. Vote for the best person to move this constituency forward. Vote for Chesley Hamilton. There's so many other persons outside of this constituency who wish they had the opportunity to vote for a man like Chesley. But you here, you have that opportunity. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of that opportunity. As I leave the podium, I say a very special good night to 2 persons visiting from the US. One, my own sister Keisha, and her good friend, Maisha. Welcome to Pam's meeting. Thank you for coming.
Sean Richards, the best leader. All you come, you go bring your friends, I go bring my friends, and we friends will all vote together. Cause Sean is the best man for the country, the best leader for we voting for Sean Richards. Lord. A man with a plan who cares and understand this election. We going with Pam. We voting Sean Richards. Lord. Go tell everybody he's the best man for we country. Right now we need a strong leader, a man who could make things better. From Sandy Point to Frigate Bay, Sean is the man to lead the way. We just need a caring person, someone with a hopeful vision. So anybody else who got this, Sean from St. Kitts, we voting for Sean Richards. Lord. A man with a plan who cares and understand this election. We going with Pam. We voting Sean Richards. Lord.
For sure, a vote in any of the 8 constituencies is a vote for a caring, honest, reliable, dependable, hard-working man who is going to put people first, who is going to put the country first, who is going to put every constituency first. If you believe that Sean Richards is that man, let me hear you say, yeah, yeah. If you know for a fact that he is caring, dependable, reliable, strong, honest, hardworking, and he's going to put you first, put your families first, put the country first, let me hear you say, yeah, yeah.
We voting for Sean Richards. Lord. A man with a plan who cares and understand this election. We going with Pam. We voting Sean Richards.
And just like that, we have almost come to the end. Just like that. And so it now rests upon me to do one of the most important things, and that is to show gratitude. And so we want to thank you for coming out tonight in your numbers. You look so lovely in your gold. I really love how you gold up the place. I want to say a special thank you to Constituency 8 for having us. The fact that so many of you from the CAYON community came out, it shows that you are still with Pam. It shows that you still know that Pam is the best choice for the country. And so thank you for coming out. We want to say thank you to Minister in One, M1, for opening the show with his beautiful gospel renditions. We want to thank Pastor Tom for his very powerful prayer. That prayer signaled to me one thing, that victory belongs to the People's Action Movement. I said victory belongs to the People's Action Movement. We give thanks for all of the speakers. We are thankful that they are here with us and that they are able to relay their plans to us night in and night out. And the fact that they keep coming up with plans and they are able to tell us how they intend to prosper us, how they intend to help us progress, is a testament to the fact that they are not only sincere, but they are genuine in what it is that they intend to deliver to us. And so we say thank you to them. You know, I am Didi, and thank you for having me as always. Now, don't forget that on Wednesday, we will be on George Street in East Bastia. So our next meeting, warriors from the East. Our next meeting, we are going to George Street in East Bastia, and that is on Wednesday. 8 p.m., Hardis, 8 p.m. Hardis, I apologize, 8 p.m. No, leave me friend, you're going to leave me friend. When I say me joy, he does buy me drinks. You leave Hardis is my friend. Now, before I leave, please help me to welcome the final act of entertainment for the night. He's one of the top local artists in St. Kitts and Nevis. Give a warm, rousing, Pam welcome for none other than Highlight, Highlight, Highlight!
Been at the top song, they want me fall off. Them still enjoy my name, they want to scratch off. Me highlight 4-4 now laugh. Can't lose and I don't know what me band for. Them a try to pull me down. When me didn't lose, everybody a laugh at. But in your vision, got talent to your pass out. Pump people unstoppable. Who no see we can flap a bell. You was say we now make it well, how come? How come? Ready again. Energy, energy. Unstoppable. Who no see we can flap a bell. You was say we now make it well, how come? Everything what we are do about you. I've been through the fire and flames and I've been turn up in the cash and I've been through the storm and the rain and me still manage to get a dough. Unstoppable. Well, you know see we can flap a bell. You was say we now make it well, how come? How come? I've been through the fire and flames. I've been turn up in the cash and I've been through the storm and the rain and still manage. The most hated artist in a federation. Who that I must see me. Can't go nowhere else me and feel free. Politician and police and gunman. None of them can't get defined like me. None of them now live their life like a. So we don't know about can't kill movies. Else is action movie 3D. They don't know. None of them don't. When the man come back attack, me couldn't left. None of you. Acha, say we are everybody problem, Pam people are bad at them. Say we are everybody problem. No I'm gonna tell Pam people, I'm gonna tell them, no bother with what them want say. One bag of chatting and still a pre-way. Say we are, pull up. What you mean? Say we are everybody family. We are you are bad at them. Let's up. Say we are everybody family. Yeah. No but now with what them want say. One bag of chatting and still a pre-way. Say we are everybody family. We are you are bad at them. Now leave, now go no way. Me and you forever, yeah. Me and you can be a harmony. So tell me where you're going, so tell me where you're going. For me make you feel nice when me hold you. And what a different vibes me assure you. Me don't see it, say your heart fi get closer. So give me the keys, come me, and she sing back. Say highlight, and you know say me like. And take a chance, yeah, better wait. And she want a man fi young she up. And kiss her in the can. Say you are down me, run a bit in skin full of goosebumps, body with a sweat in I'll be a good love you when I get in begin your life, me a love. Not a rhythm terror. to swear upon your life, say you love. You watch a bag of things about me now. All of me branching a link, me say, you can't see a move loose from me now around now. Make you no leave me alone. You have me name up and down in a town. You tell your friend them about me, when you don't know that who me did that. I move on if you are move on. And look man if you are look man. You shed a tear if you still feel hurt. After all you only human. We stop playing from Holland. Make you no come out for me name goddamn. But the part where me can't understand. And the part where you used to love me, them times that me used to love you. Oh, how people change when them gonna separate ways. You used to love me, them times that me used to love you. Oh, how people change when them gonna separate ways. And all what we been through together, nobody can replace you never. So even if it don't work out, me love you forever. You want me pain, you me pleasure. You are the pen to me paper. You're my soulmate. Me swear you make me life better. You want me really somebody. When me see you, me see real in front of me. You come in like you hold me chest and take out me heart and now get back to me. So even if you break up, don't worry. Me always love you totally. Cause you want me really somebody. Me really somebody. And me appreciate you in a me corner. Me have to tell your mother thanks for she daughter. Cause you want give me love, na 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 na. You're me best friend and you want me lover. Can't wait till me see you tomorrow. Can't sleep tomorrow, come faster. When the ring I don't know me with offer. But me with offer you happily ever after. Want me really? Hey, yeah. Oh, we have a G1 family anyway, them there. Real thing. Me tell them we break again. Me see them more than fight and them more man name call. Yeah. Them can't intimidate because we are brave heart. Yeah. Cheek water science can't tell me say the thing shot. Yeah. Them can't intimidate because we are brave heart. Me see the more them fight and the more man name call. Them can't intimidate me. Yeah. All the hype, them a hype, you know see the hype clear off. Yeah. Them can't intimidate me. See me? Me boy you have. Yeah, no me step in the valley of death. Me no fear hypocrite and me no fear flesh. That hoop on me left hand, me say fearless. Me no care who a group up, could be fearless. No care who a pretend, say me fear them. They want kill me, and none of them don't kill me. I want flipping done. You used to perform for one flipping gun. Now everybody want one flipping. I've been making one of them win one flipping. Except them, yes, I've been at the quick sun. You want with that quick, you share me live long. They claim the med sick, they fail the exam, me drop me. Mr. Pam, and I got the heart like way, heart like way. Go son up, man I work hard since 2000 Chesley said they don't know nothing about we man. Stop the people's action movement, you don't go away. Them no about way. I make us so them. They don't know. All of the backers have we been through before. Full time now, I'm just rise up. I show the whole world we could get the hard. Righteous music, burn up the dance. Yeah, the fans them a ball out, say they want. They want more. Now when we go up on the top, more them a fight pound, more them a flap. Hey, it's like a lightning bolt manager. Check out the dance and the place just a rock. Send me on me own wave and a rock. And I check me own place and a shot. And I could see it on the face and the shock. Watch a disgrace to the block. But we not follow people. No. We are we own a leader. Hey. Protect your point, no lose character. No lose no. Stand firm in a. That's how it is. Righteous fighting on the believe. I gotta free my mind, heart and soul. Asking for strength from the Most High, so I can go anywhere I wanna, anywhere I need to. I got it on the young, let me not leave you. Not just a soul, just a like me. Father, give me food and water, and when me need me, who will I be? Just me marijuana. Next in the man.
Hold it, Terror. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Yeah. Last night he had an incident with a little youth. And I just want a moment of silence for that little youth there, just before we squeeze this next song. Squeeze, Terror. Yo, Cliff, DJ Rinch, M-H-E-A-E. Well, you don't know say a footsie. Because the People's Action Movement are the right movement. And make us sudden sons in the streets, another one gone again. Lord, look how one mother have to ball again. Because she's son life gone away. Sons in the streets, another one gone again. Lord, look how one mother have to ball again. Because she's son life gone away. Map Night Village, you me I talk to. Come off the gun thing, shoot, just want to argue. Stop killing yourself. Life is so real, stop killing yourself. How you expect to be a better nation if your mind's done corrupt by Satan? Life is so real, so when you want to take another life, what's the deal? Sounds in the streets, another one. Lord, look how one mother have to born again. Because she's son life gone away. Can't believe they used to roll together, eat and drink and smoke together. Now me see them just kill each other. Them boy they kill each other. Me say money over colors and that me free. Cause me want a better escape, a better escape. If I could turn back the hands of time, I would have bring it back to 95. And only stone used to fling on. Love you know.